fired up.
4th down and goal from the 9. 17 seconds to go. The play clock at 3. Shotgun snap. Carr throws into traffic. Intercepted. Jermaine Pratt has the football.
Yeah.
Caupain nails.
Bam, bam, bam. How about that? It ends on a turnover.
Joe Burrow takes the snap. He takes a knee. And after 31 years, the drought is over. It is no fluke. It is a fact. The Cincinnati Bengals are headed to Super Bowl 56.
Welcome back. This is another episode of Pardon the Punctuation. I am Aaron Smith, joined as always by these knuckleheads, Jeff Howell, and the self-proclaimed best producer in the city, Ed Mayhall. Also joining us today as we have the special crossover edition of PTP and the Nasty Natty / TBT UC team. Chad Brendel is joining us along with, and he always joins us, but he's doing it earlier this time, along with Kevin Johnson and Kane Broome, who are going to be, we'll get into what their roles are going to be with the team, and then also Troy Caupain. So some legends from the last decade at Cincinnati joining Pardon the Punctuation. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. We do appreciate your time.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate having us.
Word. Thank you for having us.
For sure. So you guys, there was no crossover with Kane with Kevin and Troy, correct? He's odd man out right now.
Yeah. I was there. I was my sit out year.
Okay, the because transfer rules were different back then.
I would think that was the last one, I think, or two more.
Yeah, that was all last year.
All right, so Kevin, you have put together this team, and you have gotten the guys together, gotten the band all back together, if you will. So tell us what your inspiration was in putting this team together, and kind of go from there.
Well, make a long story short, man. We just brothers. We talk on the phone all the time. Probably all 7. We all stay in contact since we really left school. I think this was like the first year that I can say it just felt right, because the TBT tournament's kind of been going on, but it's just, everybody was trying to figure out, the next step in life, next contracts, all that good stuff. But now everybody's starting to settle in. And, for me, I'm here in the city, and I always believe, we had a really good time. When I think Troy Caupain, assist leader in school history, along with a bunch of those guys that got crazy numbers, I thought it was just a good opportunity, man, to bring guys back and just have a good time. We all get together anyway, so why not make it better and try to get go win $1 million in the summertime.
And the last time I think I saw you guys all together was at open gym that Kevin kind of missed. When you guys were all running at open gym a couple summers.
You didn't want to play. You didn't want to play.
Nah, I was dead tired. That was a long weekend. That was a long one.
So
see, we getting them back. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So we have players. Kevin, are you going to be playing in the tournament yourself?
No, I'm not playing.
Okay, sitting this one out. You going to be doing any announcing duties then on the sideline?
Yeah, I might be doing a little bit of that. And then you bring my suits out, I'll do that. Man, I'm going to let these big guys play, man. These dudes in good shape, good careers going. I like to watch my brothers do their thing, and I'm more like a fan.
So my question is, how much of this all happened when you guys were in town last year, where talks maybe started to maybe let's get this thing together? I know I was bugging you guys about it, like TBT, like the version that did it before was maybe out of their range, if you will, in terms of years, apart from the game. But I was putting it in your minds and trying to stoke that flame. How much of it did that start you guys like, what, maybe we could do this thing a little bit and make a little bit of a little bit of noise?
It had to be the right people.
Yeah.
For me, I was thinking that if we was gonna do it, like it's got to be guys that like you connected to, because we all been away from each other. You don't just want to pick up guys that that might be a little older, haven't played in 2-3 years, but still got the still our alumni, still have very good basketball history under them. But when's the last time like we played? Are we doing this? Are we really doing this for exposure? Are we doing this for money? Like what are we doing it for? I think nobody was really on the same page, because you gotta think the people that like have real jobs and have like real careers, it can also hurt you as much as it can help you.
Mhm.
You go out there and lay an egg and y'all beefing on the court on ESPN. That doesn't work. And it's not a good look. Yeah. And then you go back to like your respected people that watch it, and they say, well, you couldn't even get along with your guys that you went to school with, or that that grew up in the same culture. And I kind of like, through the years of talking, it didn't sound like that. It didn't sound like we were doing it for one. We were doing it to be back together again, to be back as a brotherhood, to be back playing again, and bring that spunk, that fire out of us.
Mhm.
And I think this year, everybody, it was kind of like, I'm not going to say everybody had the job that they wanted to, but they was somewhere. And of course, everybody wants to get to the highest level possible. So besides, being back together, because we always going to be back together, besides talking to each other and all that, now let's see, from what we did back in the day, can we rewrite our story? Because for me, I don't ever talk about my college career, for as great as it was from the outside looking in. I never made out the first weekend. So that's like a backfire for me, where I can be like, nah, yo, we got things, unfinished business. Like, let's put it together. Like, we all know how to play basketball. We all know how to do this.
Yeah, no, makes
Well,
perfect sense.
Absolutely. I was gonna say, like, how much, I guess, like, how important was it to you guys to have a team that is essentially all guys from UC? I know there's a couple guys that you picked up, but how important was it to have a group of guys that were all UC alumni, all guys that kind of had some connection with each other?
It was big. I mean, me and Cav kind of talked like 5 times a day for a few weeks, trying to figure out like what made the best sense for not only like the team we going in there with, but also like trying to help the new era and Coach Miller out with trying to bring that culture back and like that family vibe. Like, we didn't want, like Troy said, any bickering, like whether it's with a coach, if a teammate, like we trying to do it to win one for us, but also for the UC fans and the new members of the team that's there now, so that we could bring that culture back.
Well, yeah, especially when you look right over in the city next door, over in Norwood, and they've had a team put together for a little while, been doing this. So just another way to try and get that rivalry going again, to have a team that can compete. And they're bringing, the TBT to the Cintas Center. I think all of us would agree that Fifth Third is a better venue than the Cintas Center anyway.
Much better.
So it's just good to see, Cincinnati starting to gain some traction and kind of go in this direction. For you, Kane, like, you came on, you were one of the last announcements as far as being a part of this team. Any reason for being the one of the late announcements? Were they just trying to wait and build a little bit of drama for you, or especially if you were in conversation for like 5 weeks?
No, it was just more so figuring out the players. Like, I was gonna play or I was gonna coach. That was really my situation. I decided to stop playing and start my coaching career early, just because I felt like for me it made more sense, because I eventually want to become a head coach at some point.
Sure.
So I felt like playing could stall that or only get me to a certain level if I continue to play for a certain amount of years. So I decided to go in the coaching route. So for me, I played in the TBT last year. Actually, the same weekend we seen you, we came down there, Chad. So I had got a feel for it, and like I talked to Kev when I came back. I'm like, yo, we got to get a team in it. And then from there, it's kind of trying to figure out like who to get. And like I said,
Y'all
mine
couldn't
was
get Dub to come back?
Dub?
You could get Kyle to come back and play?
Kyle coaching.
All right.
Kyle probably coach
like-
if you want to coach. He's not gonna play though.
I know he's been joking around that he won't let himself play because if he plays, then the competitive fire is going to start.
Yo,
back
Kyle,
up the
like
dub.
That's why I don't play
Johnson.
neither.
Kevin, you might be on mute.
Man, if I ain't in full shape, man, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do y'all like that. If I ain't in full shape, I ain't gonna do y'all like that.
Ain't that right, Bev? Yeah, that's how it go.
He acting mute.
Kev, you're muted.
Oh,
He got
We lost him.
he probably can't name all the teams in the TBT tournament, so he decided he didn't want to do that.
He didn't know the mascots.
Yeah, he didn't know the mascots for all the teams.
Now, Troy, you've been overseas, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce this. There are S's I've never seen in this word. There's the U with the dots and all that. What is the name of your current team?
Jerusha Faka.
I would not have gotten that correctly.
What you would have said? How you would
I would
have
have said Darusa, but not Darusha. I wouldn't have got
the S? The S
SH.
with the S with the thing under it is a.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
For real.
So, what has your experience been like? What's the adjustment been like for you going overseas? I don't know what your experience was overseas prior to going over and playing, but what has it been like just adjusting to lifestyle
seem to hear
overseas for
anybody.
you?
We got you now.
It's really all the same, right? They got good living over there. The city's Americanized. Good food over there. I actually picked up a couple of their cultures. Eating over there, Turkish rice is really good. Toughest thing is really like the language barrier.
Yeah.
About getting around and making sure they don't try to get you out of your money, but that's about it. I'm an only child, so I kind of like being by myself. So being over there is more like trying to just figure it out. And once you get into a regular routine, got your practice, your workouts, side things, then the rest is you can sit in the house all day if you want to. But it's been good. I'm knock on wood. I haven't had any bad experiences. The city's always been good. The fan bases are definitely different. They love their teams, and they'll definitely show that. It's been a blessing. Turkey, Istanbul is a great city. I will say that.
You know, it used to be Constantinople.
Huh?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Istanbul
That's
was
all.
Constantinople.
Oh, the city's name.
Yeah,
Okay,
Oh.
I don't know.
catching
Great
everybody
city.
know
off
that
guard with that.
it's a song.
No, okay.
Never
Oh,
mind.
okay. Oh, okay.
I'm
Okay,
fucking
I think
old.
it is real.
Like I'm old. Like this is shit from when I was a kid. I'm sorry, I threw it off. My bad.
I'm sitting here looking at
We all did.
the country's history, and I'm like, I don't see that anywhere. Hey, Shad, all right.
Yo, Mike.
Never heard Istanbul was Constantinople?
No.
Do your history, Ed. Come on.
I'm sorry. I'll look it up next time.
Chad.
Goodness.
What
you
was
guys
it? I want to know what was it like getting back around last summer. And I know Wes was out of town for AAU, and you guys are going to be pissed at me, but I'm going to be at Peach Jam on the 18th.
That's you missing out.
I know that's me missing out, but where am I
You the
always
one that's
at?
gonna be mad. Everybody
Where am I
else gonna
always
be-
at that week in July?
Yeah, you right. You always is at Peach Jam, but miss a day.
The problem is it's in the middle. Like the 16th is when it starts. So like if I don't go until the
Championship
19th,
Sunday. Mm-hmm.
if I don't go until the 19th, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, Championship Sunday too.
Like you expressions guys know what it's all about. Like
Nah, I feel you on that. It's Championship Sunday. You know, me and the Team Loaded guys, we was there on Sundays.
so I'm not gonna be there. I'm gonna be there on the 16th, I think.
Okay.
For the alumni stuff.
Where is that at?
It's at Centos.
It's at X2? Okay.
Yeah.
Gross.
Unfortunate. That's the only thing I'm like. They don't like me at that place. I don't like them at that place.
I was
Like
say, are you even allowed over there anymore?
I don't think you're allowed in there, Chad.
they let me in, but they put me at the top of the rafters. Like, if I show up there, they're like, you can be here, but you're in the last row in the back, and you're not allowed to talk to nobody.
Sounds about right.
Like there's probably quite a few people they do that too over there.
Usually just me, Jeff. Usually just me. But what was it like getting back around after Wes was hired? He was out on the road when you guys were here that weekend. You guys all changed your plans. You stayed around for an extra day to get to hang out and like get to go to dinner with him. What was the read you guys, Kane and Troy? Kev's been around. Like, Kev's had a lot of interaction with Wes. But what was your read as you were just starting to get to know the new coach as he was getting integrated and getting to know everybody? I thought it was really cool that he was like, "Hey, I need you guys here on Monday so I can do it right."
Yeah, I thought it was good. From me, just me and him. His like, what I want to say, I don't want to say like mental, but the way he was doing things and running things was good. Like, everybody fell in line. They knew what time it was with the new coach. Nobody was very defiant. They was very attentive when it came to him. And then meeting him, very genuine guy. He kind of introduced himself as like, I'm trying to like get to where it was when y'all was here. That was like a great time. So like, any feedback or what was going on, we talked about that. But ultimately is his job. Like, so I think for me, I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was like, okay, we got a new coach. He come from winning caliber at UNCG, went to the tournament, so he knows what it takes to get it done. And that was the message he was preaching.
Now, is Isaiah playing with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's it been like even hearing some of his stories and kind of getting to know Coach through Isaiah Miller, as you've, he's been with you guys since last summer as well, as he was there at the open gym, and kind of getting to know, both what he went through and him as a disciple of Wes Miller.
I mean, we don't really know him to that personal level like that, but from the summer that we hung out with him and got to know him, like, to me, it showed a lot about him and Coach Miller that, like he's a great talent, he had a lot of potential in the draft and stuff like that. So he could have came with a big head and, but he showed that he was humble. And that he was like a part of like the transition with Miller. He was there to support the guy that helped him out. And that showed a lot in like who Miller is as a coach, So I thought big of that. And of course, he's a great talent, as you can see. So I just think him being on the team helps us in different ways also. And it shows, that the guys that he recruited can do those things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And if he catches a Xavier Bobby, then he goes way up the last real quick, right?
Yeah,
Halfway. But I like Isaiah though, good guy, and he got good talent though. So I'm no shade on him. I like his story. Kind of reminds me of mine. Coming out of college, good years, and then grinding and trying to make your way to the top, no matter what it takes, and it's working out for him. So, I'm with that.
Jeff, what do you guys
go ahead, Ed.
What do you guys think about the Elam ending rule? I know they've done it in the NBA in the Elam ending rule.
Elam ending with the total score.
They don't know what that is.
They don't know what it is. How we got to win though. That's how we got.
That's how. Like
so
Troy, the TBT score.
Yeah. It's called the Elam ending.
Yeah.
Okay, I call it like the All-Star game ending.
I was just saying that's what they did in the All-Star game for like the last 3 years.
Oh yeah.
And it made it pretty. I mean, it made the All-Star game pretty exciting the last couple of years. What do you guys think about that ending going into this tournament?
I like that. It's more competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you play all like to get to a certain number, but then it like gotta be like when you're 15 points away, you start seeing people locking in more. Tempo strategies start coming out a little bit, getting over screens. Refs start to let the game play. That's my kind of game. You playing to a number. So, hey, if you down, you got to get these 3 stops. They can't score. You got to get that done.
Well, you're used to European rules too, where things are a little bit different over there as well, right?
Yeah. It's not really that much difference. Only no 3 seconds for real, and the 3-point line's a little bit in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you go up and get balls out of the rim, no goaltending, right? So you're up there.
I did it a couple times, but that ain't for me.
That ain't your thing.
No, I'm more the outlet guy. I take long boards. I'm not with the off the rim. But I think that scoring thing is good though. It makes it more competitive.
Absolutely.
You know the target. Like you know, at a certain point, midway through the fourth quarter, we got to get to this many points. To win.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you a focus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Kevin, does this all make you miss the game? I mean, you get to sit there on the sidelines, you get to announce and all of that, but being with all your guys and going through setting this whole thing up, is it making you miss the hardwood a little bit?
You know, you never stop missing the hardwood. You know what I mean? I'm missing more with my guys. You know what I'm saying? But I like the experience of being together. You know, at some point somebody got to be able to put it all together and make it go. So that's more what I do. But when they hear though, I'm definitely gonna catch some one-on-one games. I'm out of shape, but I can do one-on-one games.
So who was the first one that was like all in? I'm there. Let's go.
Man, really everybody, really. Troy and Kane, because we on the phone most of the time, and then it became like Shaq, and he just reeled in lock real quick, and then it's like, all right, we just got to work on
Barry was with it too.
Barry was with it.
Yeah, he was on the first team, so he was definitely with it.
Yeah.
So we had a solid 4 or 5 guys already in. It was just finding balance. Also, I was trying to find respected guys too, people that the fans wanted to see put the Cincinnati jersey on. Mm-hmm. We reached out to SK. We reached out to Justin Jackson, which was two guys that me and Troy played with, but ton of respect to them. So we were trying to build a full roster of Cincinnati guys, but also have it like balanced. Not too many guards, not too many bigs. Be able to do a little bit of everything. So it all came together. Definitely when you had the guys like Jaron in, Jake in, I think it balanced out well.
Yeah, Trey, Dak.
Trey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Corey DeBerry was actually on this show the first time around. He was on one of our very first interviews, and came back to give us well wishes on our 100th episode. So that was kind of cool of Corey to do while he was overseas. But
we got to meet him and Yancey at the open gym, and I think my hand still hurts from shaking their hands because those boys' hands are huge. Like, how did you guys deal with that? Like, I mean,
Yancey ain't got nothing on Corey.
I didn't guard him.
I said Yancey's hands ain't got nothing on Corey. Corey's hands.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, Corey hands different. You gotta ask talk about that.
Y'all remember that open gym?
What open gym?
Put him in the hole.
Hey, you ain't gonna let him live that down?
Hell no.
I'm not gonna say that out loud. I'm not gonna say it out loud because we're on the podcast. But you remember that open gym?
I'm gonna let Corey talk about that. I'm gonna let Corey.
Ed, you didn't meet the Bearcat with the strongest handshake.
Who, me?
Kelvin Gaines.
Oh, really?
If y'all,
Kelvin was crazy.
If y'all ever meet Kelvin, dap him up. Don't shake.
Yeah, you got fist bumps. You got fist bumps.
Yeah, you got to dap him up. Don't shake.
Oh, nah.
That's crazy. That's throwback, Chad.
Met him, that's what he did too.
I'm right. He tries to break your hand.
Yo, tried to break my knuckles. He said, "Bro, every time you see me, fist pump. If you shake, you get open hand. You get open hand, but it's gonna happen." It's over.
He almost broke. Remember Bill Cook? Were you guys around for Bill Cook?
No.
I know Troy and Kevin were.
No.
Bill Cook?
The old guy, the older man that wrote for UC at the time, Bill Cook.
Oh yeah, I do know Bill Cook. Yeah. You know
So
Bill
Kel-
Cook. You know Bill Cook.
Bill
too.
Cook.
Yeah.
if I show you a
Yeah,
picture,
I don't
you know
know.
exactly what
I
I'm
know
talking
you're
about.
talking about.
Either.
So Kelvin was redshirting, right? And Bill wanted to do a story on Kelvin while he was redshirting. So he went back where before the arena was renovated, where the old dining area was for the media. There was looked like a garage basically. And we didn't warn him before he went back there. And he came out and he's like, he broke my fucking hand. Like Bill was like 70 years old. He was like, what? He broke my hand. And I'm like, yeah, I forgot to tell you, man, you don't shake Kelvin's hand. You give him one of these, because if you give him one of these, your knuckles are in trouble. Your knuckles are in trouble.
That is funny. Good old Kelvin Gaines, man. Shout out Kelvin Gaines.
I wish Kelvin would have been handed a basketball with like when you guys were, when he was like, 6 years old. Because he didn't start playing basketball until late. Like Kane, he used to accidentally block shots with his armpits.
What?
Like he jumped in an elevator. He jumped straight up. Like to the point his head was on the rim. And Kev knows exactly what I'm talking about. And all of a sudden, like somebody would shoot the ball into his armpit. He would be that high up in the air. But he just never played basketball as a kid. So he didn't have any like natural feel. You're back. We got
you. Yeah. That's the thing. Hinks, you don't know Kelvin, bro. He used to have like 4 pit bulls too.
Yeah.
We used to have him on mad control though, but Kelvin was OD big and strong. Just no basketball
he was an
IQ.
awesome dude. Still an awesome dude.
Oh yeah, man. Cool as a fan. That's my dude.
But they don't know. Kelvin will break your hand. Troy knows. Kelvin will break your hand.
Yeah, break the rim too.
Right?
So who was the hardest one to talk into joining the team, Kevin?
Sometimes, man, we just get spread it out. Like everybody just get on different time zones. So it's really making guys comfortable enough. I won't even say hard, but making guys comfortable enough to say like we really gonna do it, and then being accountable.
Yeah,
this is not just like we all agree. These guys got to be accountable, like registering and doing videos and staying active with everything too. So it's not really just agreeing. Like I say, man, we all intertwined. So I would say, the hardest person to communicate with probably is Jake, but they know how to get him. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And a good thing about it is you got Jaren here, I'm here, Trey here, Corey here. So that alone, we see each other.
Yeah.
And then Ak and Shaq, they super close. That was the same time. They graduated at the same time. So you just see a lot of intertwining, which we talked to Shaq Thomas a ton. So I won't say, man, it wasn't too hard, man. The biggest thing is just getting guys rallied up, like you say, to figure out what the mission is, man, what we doing it for, and make sure everybody buy in. It's a quick turnaround.
Have you guys been able to get together? Have you guys been able to get together as a group a couple times, maybe to run it all, but before the tournament starts?
Yeah, we will. We'll get here a few days early. And
hey,
good thing is we got the alumni game for like a tune-up.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to play around with it. The good thing is, man, we got real pros.
Yeah.
This should be a simple thing, more of a defensive thing we probably have to figure out in personnel. But as far as, we got good guards. They communicate well, can tell the bigs what we need to do. These guys know how to make the right reads, man. So it'll be fun. That's why I say it'll be fun to watch it from this end. Because I'm going to tell them when they playing shitty. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Definitely tell them.
Open gym with the young guys. Like when's that coming? And if I'm not there, I'm gonna come after your ass. Like I'm gonna be mad as a motherfucker.
What?
When you run an open gym with the team.
Oh yeah. We'll keep you posted. We're definitely gonna do that.
I don't even know what the open gyms look like up there, anyways.
We gonna have a solid 10, man.
And if we playing, it gotta be downstairs.
Yeah, you guys don't like playing in the big gym. You want to play where you guys grew up.
We don't.
Mick wasn't about playing in Fifth Third Arena. We're playing in the dungeon. Get your asses down there. Let's go.
You can yell, play music. Everybody not listening.
Yeah.
The dungeon.
Nobody but me.
You can
I was always there.
You know you
Yeah,
invited.
you was always there. Huh?
First chair. Him and Marv, man. R.I.P. a legend, Marv, man.
Chad was everything.
Me, Marv, and Hep.
Word, man.
Murderers Row over on the sideline.
3 people.
I was out in L.A. last week. I went to L.A., hung out with Savvy for a while.
Yo, how old is she? I was just talking about her because my cousin is getting big too. She's like 15.
No, Sammy?
Sammy's. I hung out with Savvy. Savino.
Oh, Savvy. Oh, my boy.
What, you think I'm going to hang out with Sammy?
No, I thought you said you saw her. No, I thought you said you saw her.
No, I went out with my wife and my daughter.
See, it all makes sense.
Savvy was like, come up to campus, I'll give you a tour. Took me through the practice facility, took me through Pauley Pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
Was like, yeah, I remember walking in here when we were Bearcats, and these guys just walked around like, we're getting a win in this moment. Like, we ain't leaving here without a win.
Yeah.
Oh, go you there. Y'all got a dub there.
Yeah.
Heard you.
We done
They
twice.
got a big dub. Like, no, they didn't get a dub there, Troy. They got an ass whipping.
Yeah, they
We were like 20.
bad.
They got an ass whipping. It should have been 40, Kane.
It was.
It was in the 30s, and y'all took your foot off the gas. That should have been 40.
We were rolling.
Yeah, that's all right.
So, hung out with Savvy for a little bit, but Mick was golfing. Like, I got big time by Mick.
We probably took a helicopter.
Yeah, big time.
I mean,
In his
You say
golf
he took a
cart.
helicopter?
You probably took the helicopter there.
Yeah, he probably did. I hit him up. I was like, I was going to commit to UCLA, but the head coach wasn't there during my visit, so I didn't feel the love. So I went back to Cincinnati. He was like, I was golfing. I was like, see where your priorities are?
Yeah. It sound about like him, too.
Yeah.
Well, think about where he gets to golf out there. He gets to golf at the best golf courses in the world.
You know?
There was a nice golf spot in Cincinnati, too, though.
Yeah, but not like
They ain't got nothing like
LA. Come on.
LA.
He probably hitting in the water.
Not even close.
He probably hitting in the water. You're right.
He ain't even going to get the ball. They don't even want the balls back.
He just hit in the swing.
They don't want the balls back.
So, how excited are you guys about the upcoming Xavier game, the pre-TBT tournament? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but each of you have one win against Xavier. And Kane, yours.
Don't say that too loud, my boy.
I mean, it is what it is, right? Like,
I'm split though.
You got the one on your senior year. You got the one senior year, both you, Kevin and Troy.
Yeah.
Last one inside the original fifth third.
There's that.
Yeah.
So this should be a little bit of redemption, as everybody's favorite villain, JP McCura, is on this team. So I mean, I don't know. Are you guys excited about even just the rematch in the alumni game as opposed to?
Got to get a win at Centos.
Yeah, we gotta because now that I think about it, that's where I lost too.
Yeah, you gotta get a dub at Centos. It's funny, man, because it's a tuna, but it's gonna end up feeling like a good one. It's gonna feel like a good one.
Oh, it's gonna be intense.
We got competitive guys.
Up.
Yeah, we got competitive guys. It's gonna be a good one.
Of course, it doesn't help that they
That's
named
gonna
their
be
team Zip 'em Up, right?
Yeah, right.
What is it?
We got to clean that up. Trying to relax that.
Well, then I was checking out the some of the tournament bracket projections, and the guy who created Elam Ending has you guys projected to play the About Billions team in the second round. And of course, that team has Justin Jennifer and Steve Logan as coach. So how do we feel about going into that game? If that's a possibility.
If it happens, it's gonna be a good bump. But like, we're getting there early because I really think that we all just gonna like play because everybody needs some run.
Mm-hmm.
So like with us, that team, and the guys that's at school right now, like that's a good day at open gym.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? You get your 5, you can make subs if you want to, but like you play to a point, then you next man up, next team up. You just put different guys together and see how well things mesh with. That's why we gotta get there early. Well, that is why we're getting there early to figure that out. Because I'm sure that's like real professional runs. Like it's not people we calling from the city just to get some bump. It's real like close the blinds, put some music on. Like we about to wild out.
Not quite like Smith League then.
I don't know. I hear it's good bumping there, but I don't know. I've never been.
this a little bit more quality. I feel.
Yeah.
Bringing some really high level guys around.
Yeah.
But that's no disrespect to the Smith League. That's solid.
No,
league.
Kev knows.
Yeah, that's a
Kev
solid
knows the
league.
Smith League is
It's
Devereaux,
solid
right?
league.
It's
I
Devereaux.
like it. I
The
like
Smith
it. It
League is
remind me of the
Devereaux.
throwback Devereaux League. Yeah.
Right, that's what
With
it
with
is.
the implemented college players.
Right.
So I think that's dope.
Jeff, what you got, man? You're usually Johnny on the spot.
This COVID's got me down, man.
Jeff tested positive today, guys.
Yeah, I
Like,
tested
he's
positive this
struggling.
morning.
Everybody bring the masks on.
Jeff whispered that we on live podcast.
It's
Out 14 days.
So he's putting it on it.
It's like 5 to 7 days.
It's only 5 days from symptoms. So
Troy, I hope your phone has antivirus.
I whispered that.
Let's go.
Aaron, that is the
Jeff
worst
can't
stat
leave
joke
the
I've ever
house.
heard.
Jeff at Chipotle tomorrow, they're gonna be like, Jeff, what did you just?
He just said you had. He gonna try to leave after 3 days, and they was like, "Nah, we counted."
Get your ass back out of here.
We got it right here.
No, we've had like Leonard Stokes, Melvin Levitt. They've been on the show before, and they talked a lot about how UC back when they were playing was kind of like, you know, they had the old guys would come in and run and practice a lot and help out the new guys and kind of show them like the Bearcat way and how things needed to be done. And they felt like at a point some of that kind of started to go away, but it sounds like now with Wes Miller coming in, like has there been, you feel like there's been like that open invitation, like whenever you're in town and you want to come stop by the program and have a word with the kids or run with the guys, that's out there now?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
To be honest, Jeff, I don't really know. You can't ask me. I was like gone for 10 months because
right.
I feel like I was away from my world on this side. But maybe when we come back, like I would think, like, yeah, let's bump with the guys because I still hold the CPAW like to my heart. So when I was in school, we wasn't going for a lot of stuff. When the old heads came back, DJ could tell you, Dion, Cash, it was still that same type of mindset. Like, nah, this our court. Like, we here now. And
I forgot what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, they say that this is like our house. Like we don't let things go down like that. And it is a lot of new guys, but being back, I would hope that they accept us with open arms because to this day, me, Kane, Bev talk every day, and we still are the same people, the same way, no matter if it's hoop, no matter if it's life, if it's walking to the store, to the red light. Like, I'll beat you there, and I'm going to let you know that I beat you there. Or you can't beat me there, and I'm going to let you know that you can't beat me there. And that's what kind of sparked us up in college.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of, like, held us to where we are now.
I agree, man. You know, on the flip end, I get to be around Wes a little bit more.
Right.
I think he understand, you know, where the game at with players more than anything. So I think he is a little bit more open. But you know, it's just been a lot of coaching changes over the years too. So you got to think the guy we really play for to probably make us almost the most comfortable isn't there. So, you know, then we went to another shift with another coach, and now we're here today. So it's just like gaps. I think this nasty natty TBT thing can fill in some of those gaps, though, and start making some of the former guys feel a little bit more comfortable with coming back, using the facility for workouts, trainers, all that good stuff. So I think that's how you kind of build it.
Yeah. And I would say he. From my point of view, that it's just about, you know, it's not just a one-way street. I would say, like, guys gotta want to, you know, be around and want to, you know, be a part of like what they was once a part of. It's not all on West to, you know, nitpick and hand point out who he want. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys, we gotta support we gonna support whether we good or not. I know I am. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, you know, once you show, not even show him, but like once you show the love for the program, like I think he does what he can, you know, and tries to make a relationship with that person.
Probably doesn't hurt having the Monster Factory and Mike Rayfelt back either.
Whoa.
No, yeah,
Monster Factory, man. Hey, Chad, remember the Monster Factory had white walls?
Yeah,
Shadow
White
members.
Wall.
Chat might
White
have run.
Wall. It came a long way, man.
So I tried to tell people, like I tried to explain this to people in the beginning. That was just a room, where people like the employees in the athletic department went like at lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
Like that wasn't anything when it was built, when the weight room was built. Because were you guys still there when you had to use like the general weight room and like work your
we kind of
time
got
in?
transitioned out. That's why with all them walls was white, Troy. That's why, because they really had just put all that in there and was like, this where they gonna work out like this.
Yeah,
that's
like
what Mike was on. Like, no, I work with basketball.
benches.
Like, we're gonna be here.
Yeah. Remember we took the little pre-picture on the back wall.
Yeah.
I remember.
All white. But sometimes we ain't never had to go into the one that the football used to use though.
No.
Okay, but Troy, wait till you walk in there. Wait till you walk in there like now.
Oh yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I get back there, that's the first place I'm going. Mike better be ready. I need the lights, music.
It's unbelievable.
It's
unbelievable. Like it is not the same space like that. If we're all in the trust tree here, we're all in the trust tree here, right?
Yeah.
That's a big reason why the UConn thing happened is he was afraid that was going to go away.
Yeah.
Like the basketball team was going to have to go into the general population and not have their own space.
Yeah.
And then when he came back, it was because there was reassurances made that like this is the basketball spot. You get to do with it like what you will.
You want to do, yeah.
And now it's bigger and better than ever. Like those guys get to work out in an elite basketball facility. I'll tell you guys this because you don't. Danny Hurley like yelled at me in April. He was like, "You helped get Mike back to Cincinnati, didn't you?" And I was like,
"Well, yeah, you shouldn't have left."
Yeah, that was a smart
thing. In the trust tree.
Wes asked me, "Who's the best strength coach I can find?" I was like, "Mike Rayfeld's the best strength coach in the country." I don't know what to tell you.
In the world.
Like, right, Mike Rayfeld's the best strength coach for basketball. Like that.
Mike got me big.
Yeah. That's true. You do whatever.
Chat fell out of the screen.
That's my favorite moment on this show, maybe ever. It's been a long time.
Mike like that. Mike like that.
Yeah,
Mike got me big.
Yeah, word. He did.
Right.
Remember,
he used to have a little gun show before you come take the picture.
Yeah.
Were you 130? Were you really 135 when you got here?
He couldn't lift the one. We know.
I couldn't lift
the bench test, the 135, one some.
It was like whatever the test was.
185. It was 185.
But Goat, we had to bump Goat to 135.
I had to start. I was at the end. I was at the end. I ain't kidding either. But then I came back like a week and a half later. I was like, damn.
Put that thing. Okay, go.
It was them shakes too. Mike got the magic shake. Mike milkshakes.
Yeah.
Mike's milkshakes.
Real
That's
talk.
what it
You
was.
drank them?
Them protein shakes.
You drank them?
Shakes.
Huh?
You drank it?
No.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Bam ain't drinking either. He used it. Yeah.
I drank some of it. Like when he put the cheese in it. No.
Pour this out. Let me pour this out.
Sidebar. Trust tree.
I'm pouring that out.
Trust
We can go to Chipotle.
Yeah. Trust tree. We in the joint. I'm sitting. I don't take the shakes. I was a little bigger. So we in the
You
joint.
didn't need the shakes.
Shake time. Bam had the strawberry joint, the big Gatorade bottle joint. He shake that joint out. You know, the liquid ain't get all the powder out. Yo, drink that joint. He said, Mike, what is this? Yo, you ain't even shake it all the way. He said, nah, I don't want this. I'm going to Chipotle. Look, my friend is back. He went and dumped that thing out. Yo, he dumped it in the trash. He said, Mike, I'm done. I'm out. Walked out.
I'm out of here, man.
Shakes.
Mike was on me after a while.
But he's the best in the country.
He know what he's doing.
100% though. 100% the best.
There's no better strength coach in the country, and that's acknowledged by like other great coaches in the college game.
Yeah.
That there's nobody better at what they do than Mike Rizzo.
Yeah, nah.
Nobody.
He got it to a T.
I agree with that.
I mean, I feel like he's the kind of guy who would break his arm and still keep coaching.
Yes.
That's because he's still coaching right now with a broken arm.
Hey, Mike from like Minnesota, ain't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, real snow guy, Viking type.
Any, yeah.
Viking, yeah, he a Viking. He a Viking.
He is though. He gonna get the best out of you.
That's Mike, y'all.
He's a real Viking type.
Viking type.
Yo, Mike come. It's freezing cold outside. He got shorts with the no socks.
Yeah. No socks.
It's 10 degrees outside.
Yes.
I'm ready
It
to work.
is Mike.
I'm ready to work.
And the only thing is on his face is his nose red. That's it.
Real Viking guy, man. It's Mike.
Everything else is good.
Mike was good.
Mike was best, man. Mike was good.
Yeah, good guy.
All right, Kevin. So before we talk any more stories, we can do this as long as you guys want. But before we get into any more stories, I do want to get back to TBT stuff. Let's talk about this. What type of fundraisers are you doing in between now and game time, game one, tip off? What do you need the listening viewers to do to try and help you gather whatever funding it is that you're trying to raise?
You know, the biggest thing is, you know, what they're gonna do, because it can get deep. I mean, you know, Cincinnati itself has tons of boosters, tons of people around the program. You know, I think this opportunity that we bring in is bigger than just our players alone. We want to be attached to the program and to Cincinnati basketball currently. So I have a lot of those people that, are learning what TBT is, learning why it's something positive for us to be a part of every year. That alone is its own category. Just from the public, just peer support and retweeting social media, ticket sales, merch sales, all that good stuff. It goes to the pot.
You want to do this?
Yeah.
Venmo, PayPal, Bearcat Journal. And every dime sent to Venmo or PayPal to Bearcat Journal, I'll give to y'all.
I can vouch for that. But
I can do that.
I'll put it on Twitter right now, too.
We can do that.
Retweet it, quote tweet it right now.
We can definitely do that.
Chad, that's huge. I ain't gonna lie, Chad. That's huge. Get the people going.
Troy, I don't know how much you were paying attention to what was going on around here during COVID, but Chad ended up raising buku bucks for like the people at Mio's and a bunch of different small businesses in and around the city and around campus, especially.
We raised 20 grand and we went around the town and just tipped whoever we encountered $1,000.
Right.
We ordered beer.
I didn't know that though. When did this happen? I didn't know that.
This was
2020.
February 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Like right as COVID was kind of ending and people were getting back out. And like, we went to all the bars around Clifton, like all the places that make Clifton great. And we dropped $1,000 on every doorstep we went to for whoever was working that night.
Just trying to help pay off Christmases and stuff.
And that was all funded. That was all crowdsourced by UC fans. Like that wasn't something I did. That was something the fan base did. Like you guys heard about the crosstown tip off, right? Like where people were just showing up and doing that around town, and they put Go UC or Go X.
Okay.
Like, they
everybody tried to one up each other.
Oh,
so
that's dope. That's dope though.
We just played off that and allowed everybody to donate $5, $10, $20, $50.
Yeah.
And then we went around town and just blessed everybody.
Didn't you even do something over by X's campus too, Chad?
Well, Rick that runs the Xavier site did a Xavier version of it. Okay. We beat their ass by like $8,000. I'm just saying.
Yes.
But the Xavier people got in on it. They just didn't get in on it the level that UC did because we're a bigger and better fan base.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. It was amazing.
No, that's lit. Sound like it.
That sound right, man. That'd be appreciated, Chad.
Yeah, real time.
So cool.
Those things like that, though, or anything like that helps, man. Whatever at this point, at the end of the day, this is our first year, but we want to make it a good experience, man. We want to make it forever. So the more the merrier.
So if you did want to help out, again, you can find the Nasty Natty merchandise on the TBT website, I do believe. And you can purchase that. That'll help the team directly and also help out. Just be there in support, whether there or watching from home on ESPN. You can be rocking your Nasty Natty gear. Also, like Chad said, you can donate to the Venmo and PayPal for Bearcat Journal. And we will go ahead and send every dollar that is sent between now and then.
It's just Bearcat Journal. You can find it on Venmo and PayPal. It's easy.
Do they need to mention that it's for Nasty Natty in the memo line?
No, I'm just going to tell, nobody sends money to me.
Okay.
On Venmo or PayPal. So everything's sent to Venmo and PayPal for Nasty Natty between now and the 18th. Like the first game's the 18th, right?
Yeah.
Everything's sent between now and the 18th. I will cut a check directly to Nasty Natty that will pay for y'all's expenses.
What if we keep doing it through the end of the tournament? That way, if people watch,
whatever. I don't care. Again, nobody sends me money on. I send y'all money on Venmo and PayPal.
I'm saying
any money on Venmo.
I'm not getting
I haven't got anything from Chad on PayPal.
Whatever they want to do.
Chad, my idea was if they win a game, everyone pitches in another $1. If they win a game, everyone pitches in another $1.
Yeah.
That'll be dope.
I like that. I like that too.
That was my thought process. So
my PayPal got hacked. I think it was Chad.
Sounds about right. So outside of that, I do want to get back to more of the trust tree because I think that's my favorite part of this entire show.
Oh, the trust tree.
So Kevin, you've been a little quiet in regards to the trust tree. We know that Kane got big, and no one expected that, especially himself. We know
Shout
that.
out Mike.
we know that Troy was not down with the shakes.
No, not me. That was Bev that didn't like the shakes.
Yeah, I don't like the shakes.
I didn't take the shakes. I was big already.
So what you got for us, KJ?
I don't know, man.
Well, first let's start off with this. Are you upset over the fact that Joe Burrow is taking all the credit for the rose-colored glasses?
Yeah, he got to relax.
So you did wear those on the broadcast.
You got to relax. I was already doing that way before Joe Burrow, but I rock with Joe. I rock with Joe, so he can steal the sauce. You know what I mean? I like Joe. He got to chill. That's my thing. That's thing.
Right.
How much flack have you caught for the 100% in your commentating, KJ?
Man, it's funny. I don't know. I do get that a lot, actually, when I think about it. When I think about it, I get it a lot. But sometimes after the games, I just go back and watch them, man. It might take me weeks to get back on Twitter and actually read through everything, man. I just kind of live and go along with it.
I'm not gonna lie.
I might rock it out.
To everybody that watching, 100% is 100%. It's like saying, "Yeah, I agree with you, Aaron."
I might take it and run with it.
Oh no, we all know what it means.
But that's like
hey,
though. Like, nah, my boy on TV, that's how he commentate. Nobody say nothing about Big Perk. Big Perk left the joint.
Hey,
so you don't want to talk about the Lakers.
The only reason I brought it up was every time it comes up, you're on Twitter, KJ. You see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I mean,
100%, my boy.
100%. I might take it and run with it. I might.
No, Kev. Dude, you gotta go. You gotta go quad style. If you're gonna run with it, you gotta get the tattoo right here on the middle of the throat. Right?
He said, "Gotta go quad style." I get it tatted right here.
Right? You got the one right there.
That's my idea. I was coming with the shirt or something like that. He said, "Get it tatted right here." The quad style. Oh my god. Oh man.
He said, "Chad, I'm just trying to get a shirt."
That was a good
Hey, I'll get you a shirt. Like if you want a Kevin Johnson 100 shirt, we'll sell that shit on 513 shirts tomorrow.
You know what I'm saying? 100%.
We'll sell that on 513 shirts tomorrow.
So we gotta take that and run with it, man. Might be my new slogan.
Get proceeds going to TBT.
New slogan.
Oh man. I tried to invite Mike to come in, but I think he's asleep probably. I was trying to get Rayfeld to pop in here for a minute.
They got two babies now,
Who
right?
else would go?
Oh yeah. They got two babies now. They got a boy and a girl.
That's lit.
Mike's the best, man. Like just as a human. Not even take the strength coach. Take the strength coach stuff off.
Olympic lifters.
Yeah. Mike's the best, man. Like, that's just a good human. He cared about y'all. Like,
Chad, did you ever ask Mike if he could train me?
Yeah, he said no.
Will, though. I'm not gonna lie. He gonna give you a binder.
He might give you a binder. Is he gonna train you? No, but he might give you a binder. That's fair.
A binder.
And you won't be allowed to have shakes.
The shakes are not for Ed.
I'm already big. Just not that the big you want to be.
Yancey didn't get any shakes.
No, I give you shakes. Give you the skim milk, not the whole milk. Yeah, I know, Mike. Man, Mike got it all over there. The hydration station.
Hydration station.
Yeah, you remember that time we was on the track, bro? I still think about that story.
He was trying to kill us.
Chad, you ever heard about that story, Chad?
He was trying to kill us.
Probably not a good story for the podcast.
No.
In light of recent events over the past couple of years, probably not a good story for the
podcast. Right. Like that might be a violation.
I ain't gonna lie. That's one of Mike's worst days.
Man.
Yo.
I'll just warn you, he watches all of these.
He said, I can't read.
Oh, that's us right there.
Yeah, I want to know if your best interpretation of what is going on here. What was the conversation that Mick was giving you here?
I like calm conversation.
Yeah, he don't look too angry right there.
Yeah, he looked like he was telling me something though.
I can take a guess.
Okay.
My guess is the top of 25.
Yeah, because he had us both there.
Yeah, he had us both there. He gonna say, "You want to be here, but you need to be here."
Yeah.
He can't shoot. Drop to the high post. That sounds like something he's saying right now.
Because we about to go back on defense. Probably was a free throw.
Yeah, that was a free throw.
That looks like a free throw.
Yeah, he about to tell us like, ain't no need to rotate out there. High post is killing us right now.
Who y'all playing?
Basketball question, because I'm a basketball nerd.
Mm-hmm.
How hard was adjusting to the 25? Because Mick was before the 25. Mick was a die-hard man-to-man. Fuck zone. I'm not playing zone coach.
But I ain't feel like
the 25.
25 not zone though, Chad. I ain't gonna tell you our secret.
No, it's a hybrid.
We getting with it on TBT. You gonna see it. Everybody that's playing TBT played the 25.
Word.
Who's coaching the 25 for TBT? Kev? You coaching the 25?
Y'all gonna be in practice.
Corey.
Y'all know that.
Corey's coaching the 25.
He just got to sit back and watch on the 25.
Me and Kev was up front.
Yeah, we know how to coach. We know how to work that 25.
Yeah, we got.
I got some steals off that.
What's Corey know about the 25? You got to catch Corey up on the 25.
Yeah, right. Look, this is what we doing, OG. We weren't doing this back in the 80s. So this is what you do right here. But no, man, we're gonna definitely bring that out. I think it was dope. And it's funny because for real, Chad, we still used to play Mad Man though. I feel like
man, but it's just it's a hybrid of man.
You gotta control your area.
Yeah. That's it.
Control your area.
Protect the bigs, man. We play with some bigs. You know what I'm saying? All bigs can't move.
Yeah.
Creating all those mismatches, man. We trying to slow teams down, make you stagnant. So we'll see, man. We're gonna pull it out though.
Well, Troy wasn't exactly the master of like lateral movement.
No, I wasn't
when he was young.
I'm still not. I'm still heat you up late contests. It don't change.
Right. That played to your strengths, right? That was the thing. You had Kev to challenge laterally, and Troy to kind of bully the shit out of people. And that's why it worked.
Yeah, I had everything free throw.
Good reads, man. You gotta read it.
Extended was me.
Word.
He had the top, and then the bigs had the bottom.
You need that rover to kind of control it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask a terrible question. Is the highest you've ever been and the lowest you've ever been in a 5-minute span that game that I won't bring up?
Yeah, why would you even bring that up, Chad? Like,
hold on, what?
You know what game we talking about, bro?
What game?
UConn.
When Kev hit the 3 to beat UConn, and then they didn't beat fucking UConn.
Yeah, that's just sick. I used to just feel like, man, we can't get over the God just don't want to see us do it.
I'm not gonna
And
lie.
then
UConn beat me 3 out of the 4 years in the conference
In the
tournament.
conference tournament. Yeah.
Freshman
and then you know
year,
what happened after that?
I ain't lose.
UC won 8 in a row. They won 8 in a row.
Yeah, I know. Yo, remember freshman year, SK layup? They were supposed to call the goaltender.
Yep.
They didn't call it.
In the conference tournament, I was sitting right under the basket in Memphis.
But that year though, they actually won a national championship that year.
Yeah, but they're supposed to lose in the tournament. We won a ring.
Oh, the team there.
We won the regular season.
We did though. We won the regular season.
Word. Second year, Boatwright gamed us.
Gamed us.
In the what's the name? XL, and then junior year, shot. The shot was crazy.
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, I
still can't believe it.
You just hurt my heart, Chad.
I still can't believe that.
I mean, I had you made that three. The two of you made a hell of a play to get that three to go down. There's no way they did that in 0.8 of a second.
There's no way at all.
Real. The math doesn't add up.
I still can't believe it though. I can't believe I took.
Look, we're not gonna cry with spilled milk, y'all. We can't. It's making me sad. We gotta go to the next question.
Is there a UConn team in CBT that y'all can get in the championship?
No. I don't think UConn has a team.
All right, so I hope this isn't another.
I just ruined Troy's mood. My bad. I'm sorry.
I hope this isn't a sad question, but just kind of wanted to make you guys think. What was it like for you guys watching what's happening with the NIL right now, and how much is do you wish that it had been a thing while you were in school?
Of course.
I mean, Kane, you probably would have had actual Broome Canes,
I would have made them
that were Brooms, right?
They would have transformed into Brooms and Canes. Like,
I got a high
press the button at the top, the little flap come down. You put it back in, you can walk with it.
He thought about this shit. This ain't new. He thought about this shit.
Yeah, right.
No, I feel like it would. I mean, it is what it is, though. Like, I'm happy for the kids that's growing up now. They get to get the money because everybody don't get to make it to the NBA or get to make it professionally overseas and make a good amount of money.
The best part is going to be actually getting to play as yourself on a video game, even if you don't ever make it to the league, right?
That's the only part. All you had to do was unlock the game. We still play with ourselves.
Oh, we all did. Don't get me wrong, man. We all did.
Same thing.
Nah. Wait, what?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You just go into NBA 2K and just create rosters.
Troy, I've played with you on the Orlando Magic. Come on, man.
that's in the league though. I'm talking about my first year. What?
I'm talking about you could download the colleges.
Yeah.
You could customize teams and download rosters, and you could download the colleges. We put you guys in the old Nike throwbacks, the old Jordan throwbacks instead of those Adidas and Under Armour stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I didn't know that either.
I know they took the game away our freshman year though. 2K12 was the last college basketball.
Oh yeah.
I mean, at least you didn't ever have to see yourself in the pink camo jerseys or the t-shirt jerseys on there.
We had the t-shirt.
I know. I'm saying you didn't have to see it on the game though.
I got on t-shirts.
Was that awkward for you guys to wear the t-shirts?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It was different, but I wore a t-shirt sometimes, so it wasn't that bad for me.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I feel like it cut my circulation off. I ended up ripping the bottom.
It was tight around the shoulders, though, for sure.
Yeah.
I ripped the bottom,
right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ADs. Yeah, I ripped the bottom.
That's nasty.
I do.
You got to get the whole shirt if you gonna go shirt. You don't get the half.
Yeah, you got a droppy.
Look like a shoulder pad with no pad.
Yeah.
So, what were your favorite jerseys then? As we're on the topic, what were your favorite jerseys that you got to wear, and your least favorite jerseys that you got to wear?
Throwbacks.
Throwbacks. The 92 ones was hard.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Mine's is definitely.
You gonna say the black? Black.
What black?
Which one was yours? Red.
The one I was gonna say was the all reds.
Yeah, the all reds was hard.
The all reds.
Throwbacks was harder though.
I ain't like the all reds because you couldn't really put those. You had to go with red socks. That's too.
That's because Friggy was bummy. Friggy, the football team on spice.
And now, hey, then we have a different type of jersey. They dropped them black jerseys with the triangles in them. What was that?
That's the second close one.
Yeah, that was hard. That was slick.
It had the Linda building.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
the Lincoln Building.
Triangles.
Like we have in the border here in the.
Yeah.
Just be lucky y'all didn't have to wear the Zubaz.
What's that?
The Adidas ones that they wore. Aaron or Ed.
Ed, pull those up.
You remember those, Kevin?
I think we did.
No, I think like this was like 2011, 2012. I don't think y'all.
I know SK wore them.
Yeah. Did you guys wear them your freshman year?
I'm saying I know we
what you're talking about.
Ed, did you hear that while you were gone?
Kane, you don't.
No.
Pull up the Zubaz on that. I ain't had no big.
Oh, those ugly ones.
Yes. Those ugly ones.
The toughest jerseys that I think
it was
they the all black ones.
With the red outline, with the orange outline. Yeah, with the red outline. Yeah,
crazy.
They didn't remake them. They should have remade them.
Yeah, they won in the Garden with that, right? That's what I remember.
Yeah.
That's the championship ones, right? The championship.
Remember when they came out with them shorts when we had them the goofy zebra looking shorts?
Yeah, the zebra, like the Zubaz.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Chad. We had
like the peach and black.
Yeah, the peach. That's the ones. The peach.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's like peach and black,
like salmon. Like it was
salmon and black.
It's in the
the
bottom.
shorts was different.
Yeah, done.
No, we didn't have these.
With the tees though.
No, but them was hard. Them was a hard jersey though.
Yeah,
the jersey hard.
Y'all like that?
That jersey fire.
Jersey hard. The shorts.
That jersey fire though. That is
the jersey hard.
The shorts
they did the same pattern with the shorts.
They did too much.
It's kind of hard.
The shorts weak.
The whole fit.
I think if they left like this part of the shorts all black, match the middle of
the
jersey.
They should just kept the side
and
how
just
it was.
the side. Yeah.
That would have been fire. They went crazy with the middle of the shorts.
Was he wearing
too much with the shorts?
But they all look good because the other schools did the same thing. Like Baylor had the lime green ones like that.
Yeah. All
they all
look
good.
Yeah.
They all did the neon thing.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the basketball game. I got this down here in the basement.
What's that right there?
The last time a UC player was on there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the real game too, huh?
Yeah.
His signed Kmart.
Can I get that?
What was that?
Can I get that disc, Ed?
No, Chad.
Ed won't part with anything Kenyon Martin that he's got in that basement.
I got a couple Kenyon Martin things down here. I got Troy's autograph boat down here.
Yeah, that's a lot.
What do you got from Troy? Let's see it.
I don't know if it's real or not. Let me grab it real quick.
Oh, we can authenticate that shit right now, Ed.
Troy's gonna be like, I didn't sign that.
We can find out right now.
He said, that ain't even my signature. That's not even my signature. So it's been forged.
That's funny as hell.
Chad signed that, Ed. I signed it.
Yeah, Chad's down there signing Troy's autograph and selling them on eBay.
All right, so I bought this on I bought this on eBay. It seemed legit, but
now go down a little bit. Oh, no, that's me. I signed a piece of the court. That's the old court.
no, this is a piece of flooring somebody got from Home Depot.
Yeah, the old court, the flooring. Yeah, I remember signing that. Oh yeah, that's real.
Oh, all right.
There you go, man.
So I got Justin Jackson over there too. So that one must be real too. All right, we got it.
They was picking up the court in the back, and I was like, "Yo, y'all got to sign a couple blocks." That was young boy.
So that's not Home Depot, like that's actual court.
Nah.
It feels like it's Home Depot stuff, but I could be wrong.
No, that's probably when they was looking. That was your senior. That was y'all senior year when they was looking.
Nah, that was my freshman year.
No, they changed the court after his freshman year.
Oh, yeah.
It was my freshman year. I remember that.
I'm okay with that then.
Yeah.
There you go, Ed. Not a piece
Good
of
job,
Home,
Ed.
not a piece of Home Depot.
Yo, now they changed the court because I remember we had to do the kids camp on the hard floor, and they told us that the guys couldn't dunk because the floor was like too hard for the.
Yeah, it was the original floor
Mm-hmm.
because they hadn't put the new floor in yet. The raised one. That's when they went to the raised one.
Nah, they was taking the Big East. They was taking the Big East off.
Yeah, and they had to move the American in. They went to the raised floor that came out of the old tunnels.
Yeah, nah, that's legit. That's
All right.
legit.
I'm gonna get my last question out before you guys ask your last questions. We kept them a little over an hour, but my last question, we did talk a little bit about NIL, but who would you want here in Cincinnati or nationally, if you will, to represent you if you were still here as your NIL deal? Have you given this any thought? I mean, I know we jumped around about Kane having
Take a lemonade.
Chipotle.
What lemonade was it?
You're not thinking about making money. You're thinking about getting free Chipotle, Troy.
Steak and lemonade.
Man,
steak and lemonade. Yeah.
I thought for sure it would have been Cane's.
Oh, Raising Cane's.
That's all right.
Cane's wasn't on campus.
That's hilarious.
I just got some.
Yeah. I'm already sponsored.
Cane's wasn't on campus when when Kane was there. Like Kane, they weren't there yet.
Yeah, Cane's came in a couple years ago.
That was with my senior year.
Did they?
Oh,
They came
right at the end.
I was all last year. It was there.
Okay.
We got a year.
It was
Came.
there when we
We
was
just ain't
there.
go.
What would
Yeah,
you
we used to
have,
lead.
KJ?
We used to lead the Saint line. Used to be.
Y'all ain't had a target.
Yeah, line used to be out the door though.
St.
Yeah,
Clair. St. Clair was it.
KJ, you grew up in the city. Who would you have had?
P&G.
Who was
You
that?
got the most money.
Procter and Gamble. Procter and Gamble, just the
Makes just
biggest
about
sex
everything.
in the city.
So you going with Chipotle?
I'm up there with the Charmin
I
and the
ain't gonna lie,
Charmin commercial.
I'm really not up to date to the NIL, but I eat Chipotle almost like all the time. I used to walk up the street.
You weren't a Corrito guy?
Hell nah. That's
You gotta go. I gotta go with what I was eating. I need free food.
yeah.
I'm going with what I was
Fair.
eating.
But if we
Jeff, you
talking-
guys got some last questions?
I had one on here. Just like, what was your kind of like your most memorable moment at UC? Like something that always like it doesn't have to be like a like a big game.
We know
or
Troy's.
anything.
That's not even a
But, like,
question.
Yeah,
Like,
but yeah, I know mine. That's my number one. But my 1A, I'll think about that real fast.
Okay.
I mean, my 1B.
Okay.
What's your 1A?
So,
Purdue.
the layup, my boy.
Oh, okay, that was tough. Yeah, that was tough. That was a tough game. That was tough. That was tough.
Well, Troy thinks you got one, Kane.
Probably. I got two. Probably when we beat Wichita State at Wichita State.
Yep.
The championship, and then
How loud is that place?
it was OD.
Yeah.
That was the best gym I ever played at. It was crazy.
Okay, I got a question. How awkward was the handshake line at NKU, Wichita State?
No, that was at Wichita State when we beat Wichita.
No. I'm asking the game at NKU that you lost. How awkward was the handshake line?
Oh yeah, what?
What happened?
But no,
we're not going to talk about why.
We're
We're not going to talk about why.
I'm gonna tell you after why it was awkward the last time.
I was there that day.
No.
Yeah, we was watching.
I was there that
They
day.
were there. They were in NKU.
He was there.
Watching that.
That
game.
was SK Day.
Yes.
No. We're talking about when at NKU.
We played Wichita State. We lost all red jerseys.
Yeah.
Nah,
I
they
thought
had
we
all
was
black.
at that
They had
game.
all. Nah, they had all
We
black.
had just lost to Houston the game before.
Okay.
They lost 2 in a row. Yep.
We needed that.
It was your senior. Yeah, that's your senior.
All right, well, my
We
fault.
needed that.
Wait, let me hear Bev Johnson favorite memory.
I don't know, bro.
What was that question?
Well, Kane said he had 2, right? While KJ's still thinking.
There's so many of them though.
So winning
like-
at Wichita State to win the regular season championship.
And then at Tulsa, I like that at Tulsa game.
Ooh,
My senior year.
Good too.
Where you guys did you guys get down big early and then you came
Yeah,
back?
we lost to ECU, and then we
Right.
was down.
Oh,
we was
yeah.
down by like I don't remember, but I scored 12 straight. We tied that.
I like that by you, go. Put some
Yeah, it was
emphasis
straight.
on that next time.
It was straight.
Say it with your chest.
It was straight. Like if you watch the score, it was straight.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
they cheated me. I was game. They gave me a 2-pointer. That was crazy.
Do you have a non-hoop? I got
Oh
a
wait,
non-hoop.
not it. On UC's
Nah,
website,
hoop,
it says
yeah,
you.
I
It
got
says
nah,
you
hoop,
scored.
nah, hoop.
It,
Couple hoops, yeah.
My best time
hoops
now.
is here.
Go
it
ahead,
says
Jeff.
you scored. It says it's got you scoring the last 14 points in regulation against Tulsa.
I thought it was 12.
Yeah, they got you.
know.
UC's
Yeah.
website's got you.
Better than
Talk that talk, man.
It's tough. I don't know, man. I got a couple good ones, man. I got some young ones. One of my best young ones was UCF Conference Tournament. I banged down that big three
in the corner.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sealed that game.
Yeah,
that was
freshman year.
That was lit. Shoot, damn.
Number one would have been beating UConn, but bullshit.
Yeah, right.
Man, you're still mad at me.
Chad, you're about to get kicked out of the trust tree here in a second. You keep bringing that up.
Nah, that's a tough one, though. I still might have to counter it. It's just some bullshit, though.
These are our guests. We will treat them like guests.
I just be mad.
I got them back for you.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was just like, it's all good.
Yo banged the three in the XL, put his left hand up. That was a
Right
straight
down the street.
All right, what about non-hoop? What about non-hoop?
Non-hoop, I say.
He's got to go through all the ones that he can't talk about first, right?
Nah, dope experience. Kane didn't get to experience this though, but when we went to the Bahamas though, that was lit.
Oh yeah,
I went to Cayman Islands though.
Yeah,
you did go to Cayman Islands.
I went to
It didn't stand out as much though, man.
What you mean? I can't tell the stories.
Oh,
right?
Great.
No.
We won. We got to touch the water.
We won too. And I was on the
He said Mick didn't let us on the beach. We got to touch the water.
We had roosters. Good water, clear water, and roosters.
Yeah, bro. We had the casino, my boy.
With a club.
With the club. You know what? The club stories are not happening on this podcast.
I really hope Rooster is not a code name for Mick with white with the red top.
Nah, I wasn't that.
Okay, so what's yours? So yours is Bahamas. Go.
Who?
He said I'm gonna be on the spot.
Go first, because I
said, well, her name was.
I know Bev's gonna be weak. Mine is the formal.
Formals was always good times, man.
Formals was great.
Playing the formals, man.
We was friends with the lacrosse team, and they had a formal somewhere. Was it Mount Adams?
Mount Adams.
No, was that
That was senior.
He did a formals with the dance team. That was with the dance team.
Well, I said mine. Mine was junior year.
The dance team was Mount Adams. That wasn't even.
All right. So what was junior year? Where we go junior year? Ladder. Yeah, How you know about that? Go, you with that? No,
yeah. I had on the blazer. I had a little. That's when I had the patty. I got the picture right now. I had the patty.
I think he did though.
I had the patty.
That was.
Yes, I did. Because that's that same year you had on that big hoodie. You had on that big hoodie with the C on it, and you was dancing out front of the ladder.
No, that wasn't Mio's.
That was Mio's because we lived over on the corner.
Yeah, that was
right
Mio's.
Hey, I'm gonna put this in motion tomorrow.
Okay.
After the game on the 16th. If I can set up a fundraiser at Mio's for you guys to show up and we'll raise money for TBT. You guys cool with going to Mio's after the game at Cintas?
You like Mio's?
That's my spot.
Can we?
I didn't know. I'm definitely a St. Clair guy.
I was about to say, can we do that at St.?
I mean, I don't know the St. Clair people. I got a partnership with Mio's.
Mio's is good. Mio's is good.
Yeah, Mio's work.
I'll make a call to Mio's. So the Xavier team is going to Dana Gardens after the game on the 16th for a fundraiser. Let's set up a Nasty Natty fundraiser at Mio's after the game. Y'all go, make an appearance, we'll raise some money.
And tell Mitch to be there too, so he can bring his little thing too.
Yeah, we can do that.
All right,
we can throw a raffle in there or something. It don't matter.
I'll get Mio's on board in the morning.
All right.
Okay. Just keep me posted, Chad.
I will. You know I will.
All right.
I got
a question before you guys finish up. I got one before you, Ed.
Okay.
How mad are you all that y'all had to stay in University Park Apartments and those guys now?
UPA was lit. UPA was lit.
Chad, sidebar, Chad. I got UPA tatted on me.
I know. Like I would go to Corrido, and as I was going to Corrido, all y'all motherfuckers would be sitting out in the front of UPA just holding court.
Yeah, well, let me tell you,
We
Kane
made it
don't know
better
about
though.
stoop chilling. Kane don't know about stoop chilling, Chad.
He don't.
I ain't have to be able to
We
do
made
it, but I
it better though. Got up out of UPA.
I did. But hold on, y'all got up out of there first.
Yeah,
Well,
we was the
the
leaders.
funny thing was, at that point in time, at that specific point in time, my daughter was little. So every time I went to UC, she demanded I bring home insomnia cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you come out
So
there
I would-
sometimes, whole strip jumping.
Yeah, I would leave the
Lit.
gym, and I would go to insomnia cookies, and y'all would already be on the stoop, just
Yeah.
holding court to
Stoop.
everybody that walked by.
Yeah.
It was
That was
classic.
That was our thing.
safe space.
Yeah.
It was a good
Stoop,
time.
man. The stoop. I got UPA tatted on me though, Chad. UPA is a great place.
For real.
Yeah, I got my room number. Me and Babs.
Legendary.
All right, Ed, you're last. I didn't want to take your last. I didn't want to be last. I wanted you to have
I mean, it's not a great question. I just want to know why Troy hasn't got Tobes in this tournament with him.
Yeah, Tobes is a man, a business, a well-married man. Tobes is out the game.
Tobes probably gonna pull up though.
But Tobes definitely pulling up. Now my mom went to his wedding.
I went to his wedding.
Oh, Bev did too. Word.
Yeah, I see him on doing
Yeah, Dukes was there.
was
You know,
there.
they hold it down. They got a special place in my heart.
For sure.
The Tobes OD. I'm pretty sure when we get there,
He
Tobes
gonna
got
be
it.
there. Yeah, he gonna be there.
Tobes the best walk on to ever do it. Yeah, I said it.
Ever.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see
but
it.
but they're not going. Yeah. But my boys up there too, though.
Yeah, there's others. There's
cool.
others for sure.
He's got the best gift.
Who?
Bar none.
Sam
and John
solid.
Sam,
solid.
Sam second,
Oh,
John
Sam.
third for me. I'm
Yeah,
not mad at that.
yeah.
Nah. I'm
Tobes
bluffing.
first though.
I ain't gonna lie. It go Tobes, and then my second is Rob Bliss. Rob Bliss, my number 2. Y'all tripping.
That's my boy.
Hey,
That was an athlete.
That's
He
my
was an
boy.
athlete.
Bliss was a baseball player. His boy came to practice one time. Hey, he was giving us work. He scored that Wagner game, and he see us on the bench.
He's going crazy.
Yeah, that's my number 2.
Yeah, I love
Bliss.
Tobes.
I can't be blessed.
Hey,
I
if
like
Meech,
I like Bliss.
if Meech hears this, he's
Dom
gonna
was
be mad.
Did
wasn't
Meech,
there.
Meech hears this is gonna be mad. Meech has got dibs on.
He's got
best
a book.
walk-on ever. Yeah, he's got a book.
Yeah, no, he doing it right, but like,
He went Tobes. Hey, he get that press conference 2 Tobes.
You know,
Doing it right.
you know, Tobes is running the construction on the locker room for football.
see what I'm saying?
See?
And that's what I'm saying.
That's
There
what
ain't
I'm
nobody
talking
better
about.
than Tobes. I'll tell you that. There ain't nobody better than Tobes.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I told you to come to morning workouts fresh off the construction.
Fresh
joint.
off, man.
real.
Boots and
With
all.
sand.
Real shit. Boots,
Residue
everything,
on his
whole
face.
outfit.
Yeah,
Boots and
Boots
all.
on
And
and
come
everything.
get it in.
I said, "Yo, you good?" He said, "Yeah, I'm just gonna keep on lifting because I was carrying them heavy things. I'm just ready to lift." Yeah, all right, Tobes. Let's get it in today.
For real talk. Boots and all.
Yeah.
Just
And
get
it was
down
crazy
in
because he only
concrete.
6'5", and you could ask every big man that played against. So it was like, "Yo, it's hard to move him."
Tobes strong as hell.
Who
This is
this?
the best.
Yeah, this Tobes.
Overtime.
The best gift
Yeah.
Overtime.
out there.
Y'all,
My
that
boy was strong as an ox for real though.
y'all,
Hey, lucky
y'all,
he
this the
won
game-
6'10".
This the game he started. He started this game.
He started that game.
That's
Seen
what I'm
it.
saying, like,
I mean,
And
when
he-
you're doing construction every summer, of course
And
you're
scored the first
strongest.
basket.
Scored the
Play was
first
called for
basket.
Tobes. Throw the ball to Tobes. Tobes got a bucket.
And one.
That shit
And
went
one.
crazy.
And one.
And
And
one.
one.
And
Yeah,
one.
Free throw though.
yeah, he missed the free throw, but it's all right.
So,
I'm mad at that, Tobes.
so I'm putting this out there before we even interview the next set of guys next week. Putting this out there. When you guys win TBT, open invite. All 3 of you come back. We want to get your insight, and then whoever else wants to come from the other one.
And we'll have Tobes on.
This is the trust
All
tree. So we want you all back, and we'll do this all over again because this is the hardest I've laughed in one of the Pardon the Punctuation interviews in a very long time.
Right,
We'll have
Yeah,
Tobes
we
on, and
had
Tobes
fun.
will run the interview. Like Tobes will be asking the questions next time.
He knows where the bodies are buried.
Yeah, he do.
he do. That's my boy.
He
I
do.
got,
For
I
real,
got some
right?
of his bodies buried too.
Tobes sits
Those
on
gotta leave
stories.
us alone.
No, he buried them all in construction sites. He's good.
He did it right.
Find
He did it
those
right.
bodies.
He did it right.
About to put 40-foot footer, and we're gonna put Troy stories in there.
Before we let you out of here, any last words before it's go time?
I just appreciate y'all having us, man. Being able to support the Nasty Natty team. Chad been with us, man, forever. I actually remember me and Chad at an AAU game.
16.
We had just got done playing Jabari Parker. He first dude to tell me, like, Nate gonna offer you. Like, you know what I mean? So
was I wrong?
It's dope. No, he was right. He was right, big dog. And he been rocking with us ever since, man. So it's just a blessing to be here. We getting older. He's still around. It's good to see people like Chad still around. That's what keep us around. You know what I mean? So we appreciate you.
I saw Troy's mom put some 15-year-olds in check one day at an AAU event.
She do that to this day, no matter what age.
Believe that.
Oh, yeah. I remember when Chad came to a tournament. I don't know which exact one, but yeah, she don't play about that.
So what happened was Troy was playing, and Troy's mom was very, very vocal and very supportive of Troy. And there was a group of like a 15 and under team that was kind of like in the stands, and they were mocking her because she was being loud and boisterous for Troy. And she turned around and she's like, "Hey, is that how y'all treat y'all mamas?"
Sound about right.
And they were like, "No, ma'am. I'm sorry. Like,
no matter where you at.
We didn't mean no disrespect. We was just trying to have some fun." And she was like, "Well, that ain't fun for me.
Yeah, word.
And I'm gonna put your ass in check. And if you don't stop now, we're gonna have a problem." And they were like, "I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry." And then they behaved themselves.
She's still like that, Chad. She's still like that.
I know.
She's still like that.
You know I got nothing but love for your mom and dad.
Yeah,
like those are two of my favorite people on the planet.
They still talk about you, Chad. You know my dad into it. My dad with it.
Me and your dad used to talk until like 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes, Troy.
Yeah, nah, I know. That's how you got your insight for real.
People be like, "Where you get your insight from?" I'm like, "Man, me and Troy Senior been talking, talking a lot this week."
Troy, I can't wait for you to have. I can't wait for you to have the first Bearcat journal tattoo somewhere, Troy.
I'm not gonna lie. At the point in time, I thought Chad was the Feds, but I got over it. To be honest.
Hey,
nah, Chad,
we know too much. Yeah, right.
You know a lot. Yeah. That's why I did think that at the beginning, but now I'm cool.
I mean, I'm gonna need one of these on you somewhere, bro. It's right here.
I feel you. I'm like, bro, what does he know that?
Yeah, if he ever made it tell it all book.
No, the problem was,
yo, coming to practice, he's talking about, yo, can I talk to you? You know what's
Kane.
going on with that? I'll be like, damn,
Kane, he can't make a tell-it-all book because he still works in conjunction with
That's
the
what I'm
university.
saying. Once he done, though, he could.
It wouldn't be good for the university.
That's what I'm saying. He probably give me $5 million. I won't.
Nah,
here was Troy's problem. Here was Troy's problem, and I'll see if he admits to this. He had a membership the whole time. He saw everything I wrote on the message board every day.
I didn't. My dad did, but I did.
I know your dad did, but you did. You weren't using your dad's membership. You had one.
Did he see where the payments come from?
You were spying on me.
Yeah, I was. I was wondering why you was talking, what you was thinking about the freshmen. Man, talking crazy about this coming in.
He's trying to get some insight, Chad.
You'll say you don't think we ready. We got to worry about such and such. Like, damn, Chad.
Why you doing right now?
Look, little do you know, wrong. No, I'll just play it. That was back in my day.
Hey, you guys know, like,
I love
you guys to death. Like, for real.
Yeah. I already know.
Nah, we love you too, man.
We'll make sure next year we jump off way early with the interviews and we'll give everybody their own like prime spot. Like we'll get all the stories.
Or we could just start it at 7.
Instead of 9:15.
We'll do the 4 hours.
Started at 7.
Right, they're ready to be on a subathon.
We can talk to it.
That's subathon content.
We'll hit some. Chad and I did 15 hours of straight podcast. For our YouTube
one night
page.
we went live for 15 hours.
Y'all be playing no games, man? Like I just quit.
hours.
Bearcats. We had Wes from Philly. We had Luke from vacation. Like, I mean, we had
palm trees.
Mexico on vacation, drinking cocktails with the beach in the background. We had Lenny. Lenny and who was with Lenny?
Steve.
We had Danko Joe. Danko Joe was with us for a couple hours.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Danko Joe was
y'all here.
Yeah.
So we me and Kevin, I got Kevin's info now. We'll make sure we do some things now.
We got to start mashing some of the old with the new, man.
Yes, sir.
Always down. You know I'm always down.
Troy Caupain, anything you want to say before we let you go about TBT or anything to fans or any of that?
Just hope y'all come and support us. Like we said earlier, it's about everybody. You know, we trying to get that feel back. So, you know, anything helps. Just to come in and support. You know, making a donation, whatever. You know,
way easier to flood Cintas in red than it is Notre Dame. Just saying.
Yeah. So come out and support. The 16th and 18th. You know, if you can't make one, try to make it to the other one. So
there you go.
Just to backpack off that, man. First, thank you for having us on here. It's been fun. We got to, reminisce a little bit for the things upcoming. Like Kane said, we would like all the support that we can get. It's big for us because this is the start to something that can be like, it can last for a little minute. So, we thank you. I thank you. We're starting it right. Let's continue to do it big. Like Kane said, if you want to donate, if you want to help with anything, grab your shirts, grab your tickets, do all that. But we will be there. This is really going on. It's no fake. So real Bearcat fans and all that, like, be ready, come prepared, come loud. We need it. Thank you.
Let's get a championship the same way that Flight White is doing with the Big Three. Damn near every year he plays, it seems. And we'll bring one home. So let's get it. And thank you very, very much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys.
Kev, I'll be back Sunday. I need to know the times for the open runs and all that shit, so I can be there. All right.
I got you, big dog.
Love you guys, man.
Love you too, man.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yo, go Bev, call me.
That was a ton of fun.
The trust tree was very large. It's very good. Hey, can't ask for anything better than that.
This tomorrow.
Hey, you know what though? Next week, those guys next week got some big shoes to fill. Oh, absolutely.
High bar.
Who we got next week, Aaron? I don't have the list right in front of me.
We have Corey Blunt, Coriante DeBerry. We also have.
I'm trying to pull the text up.
I'm scrolling back on it. Corey Blunt, Octavius,
and Shaq Thomas,
and Coriante DeBerry.
Yep.
They will all be on.
That'll be fun too.
I agree, Darren. Troy was fire, and him having his own show. I'd be nervous if he had his own show, only because there were a couple things that got a little close to the edge.
Here's what I'll say: there is nobody that had more fun in their time at UC than Troy Caupain. Nobody.
I don't know that there was anybody who had more fun on the podcast tonight than Troy.
When Troy's done with basketball, he will have a podcast on the BCJ network.
Oh, for sure.
And it will get me in a lot of trouble.
Well, I mean, that regime is long gone. So
most of it
outside of Rayfeld, I guess.
He said he's already big. He said, I didn't need them shakes. I'm already big.
They kept saying he's just pouring shakes out. Like, I would be afraid to pour a shake out in front of him and be like,
I'm not trying to Mike catch me. Yeah.
I'm going to Chipotle. Like,
well, I don't think they were pouring it out right in front of him. That wasn't what I gathered from the story.
Yeah.
Do you think players are like, when they're walking out of Chipotle or walking out of Cane's or whatever, they're like, hey, somebody go see if Mike's out in the parking lot first. Hey, and then they walk out.
Real talk though, like I saw Mike the other day. He is literally coaching with no sling.
A broken arm.
No sling.
Oh, he has a broken arm.
No,
Yeah.
we said that in the podcast. I think
I was trying to catch up what you were.
I think everyone missed it, but he's literally coaching with a bruise the size of a softball from a fracture in his arm where he slipped and fell just out in public with his wife, like, and the baby. Like, he was trying to make sure she was okay, and he tripped and fell. And he's still out here coaching.
He's not stopping. He's not slowing down. He's not taking a week off.
No sling, no splint, no nothing. Just using his other hand to do his talk.
I so wish he was awake to show up unexpected with Kane, Troy, and Kane.
Well, if they win, we got to give him heads up. And
if Mike would have popped up down here in the tray, I'd be like, "Oh, okay, this isn't good. Let's do this." I've been putting messages in the private chat. Hey, chat, should I let him in?
I invited him. How do you think he got the link?
That's how we got the link.
Are we sure we're ready for this?
Yep. That was unbelievably good.
That was fun.
So the only other topic I want to cover tonight, because I cannot talk about the Reds anymore.
They walked it off.
Yeah, they walked it off 1-over.
Again?
1-0.
Mike Moustakas, bases loaded, sack fly.
Moose? Of all
go.
People?
Right? What was it?
And Moose was not happy when he got pulled the other night.
It was an out.
It was an out.
Because of course it was.
But it's a sack fly, so
that's fine. We'll take it. Weird. That's what 2 out of 4, 2 out of 5 that they've walked off now.
That's their second walk off on the season, because their first walk off was the other day with was it Albert Almore Jr.
Yes,
got the hit.
That was what, Saturday?
Yeah, against the Braves. Yeah,
maybe
Saturday or Sunday, something like that. I don't know. I saw a thing that they only drew like 70,000 fans over July 4th weekend.
Like 36,000 less than what they had last year.
Good weather, great weather. A holiday weekend, but it's still good weather. And I will say that John Sadak has mentioned a couple times on the broadcast, and I've barely watched any of it, so maybe I'm just turning on at the right time. But he's mentioned several times how the opposing teams' fan bases seem to have large pockets of fans at these when they were playing the Mets the other night. It sounded not obviously when something good would happen for the Mets, there was a loud cheer, and then you would hear nothing when the Reds were up or whatever. It's just
it's rough.
It's a hard place to be right now as a Reds fan. So
fair enough. So the only other thing I want to talk about tonight, then, because I just can't with the Reds, regardless.
No, I'm all right with that.
That's fine. I canceled my subscription.
You've had 7 subscriptions in 2 years.
In 1 year.
To different TVs, networks, and what have you.
True.
The only other thing I want to talk about has been topic of the day, topic of the week, topic of the last 2 weeks, whatever it is. Conference realignment. Chad and I touched on it earlier tonight in the nightcap. We also touched on it earlier today in the BBP, because we recorded it too. And so,
what a day of content this was.
Christ. But I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts? Ed, No.
I was just saying I have one other topic after this. Go ahead.
Yeah, it should be your what is it? Your
I thought this was going to go on all night. I didn't do that. I mean, I could talk about a couple things, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, up to something.
Oh, by the way, Aaron, I like that shirt.
Cracker Bomb.
This is the original one. It doesn't have the Skyline moniker in the corner. This was.
Oh, that's the original. All right.
Yeah, it's several years old.
The OG.
All
Yeah.
right.
Before they had before Cincy shirts had the endorsement with Skyline. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Look, if we're gonna be honest, conference realignment, I lost track after Friday. Friday, was it Thursday? Thursday when you went live with Dave, Chad?
Yeah. It was...
Yeah. So I was keeping up. I was like, all right, let's keep up with this. And then Saturday morning, I was like, there's too many moving parts. I'll just wait until everything's
finished.
Here's
the thing, Ed. There's nothing that's moved. There's only
but there's
one
so many
move.
different rumors,
that's
over
the
here
thing.
and over there.
That's what I want to talk about, though, is where you want to see it, and what you make of all of the noise, essentially. But
I just don't want UC ending up back in the AAC.
Okay.
Remember when conference realignments happened?
They cannot end up back. They've already
Right.
signed. It's signed, sealed, delivered, done and done with a date. So
I don't want the new conference to be the AAC.
Unless the Big 12 dissolves, that's not a possible.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't want the Big 12 to all of a sudden turn into an only Catholic school league again, and then all of a sudden we're over here in the Big 12 too.
Well, I think as far as like the Big 12 goes, though, and we talked about it last week, with a new commissioner.
Well, yeah.
And we talked about how that's very forward thinking, very progressive. He's a guy that kind of knows how to build things, especially in the sports world. I don't see any reason why he's not going to be overly aggressive going after, and I don't think you can be overly aggressive. I think you've got to have boots on the ground and be ready to make, some moves where the Big 12 is not going to end up like what I think is going to happen to the Pac-12, where it's going to disappear.
I think you're right.
It is what it is. Like, I don't think it's going to be around, or if it is around, it'll be kind of a shell of itself, with whatever hangers on stick around, and there might not even be any of those, because there's a very real chance that some of the teams that are left in the Pac-12 that get left out of either getting scooped up by the Big Ten. I don't foresee any of them going to the SEC. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. But the way things are going now, I mean, it doesn't really matter what region you fall into. Seems that they're going to attempt to scoop you up. And I know that I talked about this in our Twitter DMs a little bit. You're going to have the Big 12 is going to, if things kind of shake out the way that they're talking about, maybe picking up Arizona State, some of these, that the Big 12 will probably be the premier basketball conference. It already is, sure. But it will only get stronger. Probably will slot in as the number 3 football conference. So an average of, you're looking at SEC, Big 12, and Big 10 probably being the 3 super conferences, right? Am I off on that?
Well, it depends.
Because we don't know yet.
Well, if things kind of shake out with the latest rumors, right?
I'm not assuming things shake out.
Right, but if they do shake out with what the latest rumors are, that would kind of be your top.
The SEC, the Big 10,
and the Big 12,
Big 12, and the ACC.
Right. Okay. So
4.
I'm just saying, like, the top. I think as far as like I think as far as the top 3 go, you would if things shake out with
being realistic. So
what the rumors are at right now, you don't think that's realistic?
What we're dealing with is ESPN and Fox.
Okay.
If Fox has 2, ESPN's going to have 2. Right?
Okay, I can see that.
So we're looking at, realistically right now, unless somebody does something stupid, Fox is going to have the Big 10 and the Big 12 behind it, and ESPN's going to have the SEC and the ACC behind it.
So they're each going to get a split of top football, top basketball?
Basketball doesn't matter.
Right.
Talking about basketball is not even relevant in these conversations.
Right.
It doesn't.
Well, I guess really whatever you're going to get with March Madness out of that at the end.
Well, no.
That's really what the money is for that.
Well, but here's the caveat in that, Jeff. The NCAA doesn't make any money off of football. The only money the NCAA makes really is off of the NCAA tournament. So the conferences don't make any money off the NCAA tournament outside of tournament credits that are awarded over, a 5-year span after your performance in said tournament.
Okay.
So that's why basketball doesn't have the same juice as football, because football controls everything. They control the playoff, they control the bowls, they control the media rights to their conferences. Basketball is a different formula. And as soon as you get done with your conference tournament, then all the money goes to the NCAA. That is something that football has protected with their life.
So
throughout all of this.
Let me ask this. Do you foresee then, let's say this goes this way, you've got those 4 conferences being split between Fox and ESPN?
Yeah.
So do you foresee a time where they kind of break off with their own basketball iteration to make them get money from that for them, and where the NCAA is out of it?
So Jeff, the Big East is a basketball conference, right?
Right.
They make less money than the American Athletic Conference per year.
Okay.
Per team. There's no money in it. Breaking off doesn't make you any money. The money we're talking about in football is astronomical.
Right.
And if you can be one of the conferences that's running football from 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because you have teams in every single time zone.
I get what you're saying. If they could take control of the NCAA tournament money, would that change the equation? But if you're only dealing with 40 schools, 50 schools, the NCAA tournament is not the same thing anymore. The NCAA tournament is a thing because there's 350 schools that all have a shot
at getting in
for one shining moment.
Like
one shining moment.
If you take that away and you eliminate 300 schools, the NCAA basketball tournament is not the same deal. And it's not going to be worth the same money no matter what they tell you. Because we have been sold a bill of lies that the college football tournament should be 2 teams or 4 teams or, God forbid, 8 or 12.
All these tips.
So now
there you are.
I'll pivot back to football then.
Star.
Thanks, Ed. I'll pivot back to football here for a second.
Okay.
So these super conferences take shape however they end up, however things fall.
Yeah.
And, we've already talked about an expansion to what the college football playoff is.
Yeah.
Do you see that being fast-tracked to a larger format in that situation so that, these conferences have, maybe they get the... Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the biggest fuck up in all of this.
Misnomer,
sure. It's not a misnomer. It's a fuck up. It's a fuck up. The SEC and the Big Ten have been trying to hand the Big 12 and the Pac-12 automatic bids to an expanded tournament. And they keep saying no. I don't understand why. Because look, here's the reality. If the Pac-12 had agreed to a 12-team playoff with an automatic bid granted to the Pac-12, USC and UCLA then have no reason to leave.
Okay, but here's the thing, though.
Access.
But now the Pac-12 is gone and Bowlesby's gone from the Big 12, and you have a more forward-thinking progressive guy running the Big 12. And he looks at it and says, I'm going to sit down with the commissioners of these other conferences now, and we're going to say, okay,
align with the Pac-12 and AC.
Well, they're gone. Let's say that the Pac-12 does crumble, right? Okay, maybe. and they whatever dissolve or become not a power conference, and you've got so now you say, okay, well, we're going to give the ACC is going to have two automatic bid, or
that's not how it's going to work.
Bid,
you get
an
one
automatic bid. An automatic bid for each of these conferences gets their automatic bid, and then we're going to fill the 8 other slots in a 12-team college football playoff
I think
with at-large bids from across wherever.
I don't think you get away with doing that without at least giving one bid to a group of 5.
That's what I'm saying.
I think you'd still have to do that.
That would be logical, Jeff. But they have defied what is logical for years.
The Pac-12 and the Big 12.
And the ACC.
Arrogance is a gross drug.
So
because what they think is, well, you're going to expand to 12 and we're going to get an automatic spot, but you're going to get 4 teams. And the Big Ten's going to get 4 teams. The SEC's going to get 4 teams. And we're only going to get 1. And that's not fair to us. Well, you idiot. You were going to get 1. What you are forcing them to do is try to make their own thing. And I don't think, like, ultimately, I know everybody talks about eventually there's going to be a Big Ten SEC championship.
And everyone else.
I got a question.
The Big Ten and the SEC hate each other. They have not been able to agree and work together on anything ever. So you say, we'll take our spot and we'll go win your fucking tournament. Right? Like, that's what you say. You make it 12, make it 8, make it whatever. Give us an automatic bid. Our champion gets to play in the tournament, and we'll go win your tournament. Because guess what? At some point in time, Nick Saban's not going to be the coach at Alabama anymore.
I can't wait for that.
Right? No, I fully agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying
that
I
is.
think
He's like, what, 75?
Yeah, you're presenting the contrarian argument.
Yeah.
My disdain is towards your contrarian argument should have been right at like 4 points in this process. And the supposed smart people involved were like, no, that's not fair. We want more. And what happens when you do that? You get less and less and less and less, to the point that Pac-12 is on the verge of being eliminated. What scares me is 1 year ago today, the Big 12 was on the verge of being eliminated. So what's to say 3 weeks from now, the landscape is different?
Well, and it very well could be.
A year ago, the Pac-12 had the opportunity to just take
absorb the Big 12.
To kill the Big 12. And what happened is the Big Ten came in and said, no, we don't want you to do that. We're your friends. We want to stabilize college sports.
Let's form an alliance.
Let's form an alliance on a handshake. Eyeball to eyeball.
And then
a gentleman's agreement.
And then they stole 2 anchors.
And then they stabbed him in the fucking neck. Jeff, they stabbed him in the neck and they watched him bleed out.
I mean, it was
Joey chestnutted him.
At this point, it is a.
I want to talk about that.
That's my other topic. Thank you. Go ahead.
It was a very quick. Obviously, those things were done in some shady back rooms, and then suddenly came to light, and it was like, hey, yeah, this is what's happening. And then Mick was probably pulling out what little tufts of hair he's got left that he's going to have to travel to the other side of the country for every game that he plays, unless he's going up to play USC. But
no, Mick loves it. Because now he gets to recruit the Midwest and the East Coast again.
Yeah.
Like he really gets to he doesn't have to deal with like
that's the other thing though. You got to look at what the recruiting landscape turns into, where it's now like, and especially for
everybody has access to everywhere.
Let's say coaching hires anymore, right? So like before, where you'd be like, well, we're looking at these guys, but this guy's got a leg up because he's recruited this area and this area so well for his whole career. But now with these national conferences, because they're not regional anymore, they're now more national conferences. You can look at a guy and say, well, he's he recruited this area really well, and we think that he'll be able to transition those recruits and now also recruit the area he's coaching in.
Or I'm in New York for a night and, in New Jersey to play Rutgers. And while I'm here, I'll catch the next flight home. Y'all go, but I'm here for recruiting.
Yeah, like after when the game's over and you guys.
Yeah.
And now it's going to happen on a more regular basis where you're actually playing games in those regions, and you can hit a little like puddle jumper around over here and hit this game and this game. Maybe I get a rental car here and swing down, whatever. And
well, let's say, Jeff, you're a Pac-12 team, and they do these trips, right? Like so you've got a weekend trip, and on Thursday you play Oregon, and on Saturday you play Oregon State, or like a Washington State. Cal and Stanford, USC, UCLA, Arizona State,
whatever,
Colorado. Like, but the Pac-12 was designed that way. Like, that is their format. Everything is coupled together.
Right.
Now, you're not going to Oregon and maybe recruiting the one kid in Oregon. You're going to Rutgers and recruiting the 5 4-star and 5-star kids that are in New Jersey
or Philly
or you're going to Indiana
Maryland,
and hitting a couple of those
DMV,
kids in Indiana
or Indiana, like Xavier Booker, like a perfect example. Like, yeah. So this changes the recruiting dynamic
exponentially,
drastically.
Yeah.
You're dead right on that.
Which is wild. Well, this is obviously the way that things have been kind of looking like it was going to happen. I know that people started talking about these super conferences probably 4 or 5 years ago.
No, 10, 12 years ago.
Well, as far as like me, like actually paying attention to a lot of stuff,
to where it actually gained traction. Like
no, when the Big East fell apart, which Jeff was over a decade ago.
Yeah,
it was
crazy.
A decade ago. Like we think of it as like 4 or 5 years ago.
Which really didn't hit my head until tonight, whenever we threw up the picture of SK in that uniform, and they were all like, "Oh yeah, that was like that was right before I was there." And then I was looking at some of the stuff I had looked up earlier, and like saw that those guys were part of the first AAC, like the inaugural AAC regular season championship.
Troy came
to
UC. To play in the Big East tournament in Madison Square Garden, and it never happened.
And they moved them to the AAC.
Yeah,
and then they won the first
transfer rules were different. Who's to say that we would have kept Troy?
It's true,
right?
I mean, probably not.
Thank
God,
and
nothing against.
He is a Bearcat treasure.
Oh, absolutely.
He's got the UPA on his tattoo?
His room
number.
He's
got his room number, UPA room number tattooed.
Yeah. So and this is obviously like, it's all money, and I think we kind of know.
No,
that, but
it's all greed. It's
greed,
not.
Yeah.
It is all money, but ultimately it's greed.
It's I want more. I want more. Give
me
more.
To the point that they're squashing rivalries, like to where
I don't give a shit.
We already saw, obviously. As far as Cincinnati goes, we already saw the keg of nails go by the wayside, like not a thing anymore. West Virginia,
Oklahoma State, correct. Texas Tech. Like, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Nobody gives a shit about rivalries anymore.
I mean,
if your little brother isn't ready to come carry his own weight, you slit his throat.
Well, I mean, I don't see a world where Washington State.
Brother?
No. I don't see a world where
Washington. So yeah,
he was already in the chat.
He put that in the chat earlier
when we were talking shit on Cintas. But I don't see a world where like Washington State are going to exist in the same conference again.
But here's the thing, though, is like some of those rivalries.
State.
So some of those rivalries,
like, hard. I know.
I almost kind of see a path where like now there is that rivalry weekend, right? Where like a lot of these games get played, right?
Maybe conference game.
Maybe they add in a thing where like this weekend is like to try to keep some of those
the thing of it is, Jeff,
They don't
right
care,
now,
Jeff. They don't
well,
care.
right,
I know.
Right now, they're
they
also
don't,
on.
I
Right
want
now,
to
they're
live
also
in a perfect world of everything I want in college football and college sports stays intact with the rivalries where you
Jeff,
have like you
they're on
have
an even.
this,
Jeff,
you have
Nobody
this
gives a
disdain.
fuck what you think, Jeff. Nobody gives a fuck what you think.
I
They're-
want them to.
they're on an equal. They're all on an equal playing field right now, Jeff. They're like to where they can recruit. They're getting the same money from the same TV contract. But when you shake it up to where you got one in the Big Ten and one in whatever shambles are left with the Pac-12, God knows where they end up. Now you're not on the same playing field with an Oregon State, where Oregon State got absorbed into whatever is remaining with the ACC, and Oregon's over here with the Big Ten. Like, that's not the same.
So you're saying it turns into like a UC Miami game?
It very well could. What was that, Ed? Jesus.
I hit the arm.
Yeah.
Well, and what happens in
It
the
was an
UC
accident,
Miami
Aaron. Calm
situation
down.
now? What happens in the UC Miami situation now is one is so far ahead of the other
People
in
don't
terms
want
of
it anymore.
monetary support, that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're going to kick that team's ass 9 times out of 10, and probably 9.5 times out of 10 if we're playing real odds.
What are we at? 18 out of 18?
15 or 16.
I mean, and I think
The series is even, Aaron. One more UC win, and UC holds the lead in the series, and that's when I would say, we won. We had a shot at the buzzer.
I think as UC fans, like, we all have kind of been through the loss of rivalries, and whatnot, like, before, and it sucks, right? And like,
hate it.
It's one of those things where like you start looking at the schedule and you're like, yeah, like these are big games, like we're playing big name teams, or at least like old name big name teams, whatever, but like you don't have that same like
Jeff, there was
anger and hate, vitriol towards like another, like I'm not sitting here like, yeah, it'll be nice, say next year 2023 when like say like Texas comes, right, like that'd be a fun game to go watch, but like I can't look at like a Texas fan and have like, yeah, and like throw horns down. Like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the same.
There was a perfect post on the West Virginia board about what West Virginia has gone through.
I saw it.
And West Virginia fans are at a point where they just don't care.
They mentioned like Penn State, like they haven't played Penn State since like the early 90s, and it's still like these guys are still like, I hate
Penn State and Virginia Tech are like, they're like, that's who, and Penn State, Pitt, Virginia Tech, like those are the people West Virginia fans hate.
They just went back into the hills.
It was like a Reddit post, I think, wasn't it?
And now they have to go to Lubbock.
You ever been to Lubbock, Chad?
It's hard.
It's hard.
Hard.
I don't think I sent.
I mean, Ed, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
I mean, like to start a new rivalry though, like one that's meaningful. Yeah, they're like within
UC
driving
has
distance.
been lucky. Like UConn became a rivalry, right?
UCF's making themselves a rival.
UCF is making themselves a rivalry, but
thank you for that.
But West Virginia has not really experienced that because nobody gives a shit about West Virginia.
Well, that's the funniest thing about any of the West Virginia posts is they legit think they're in the ACC. Done and done. Signed, sealed, delivered.
The ACC has already made it clear over 2 decades. We are not interested in dating you. We are not even interested in taking your fucking
time to
phone
move
call.
on.
UC has been very lucky. Pitt, like that became a rivalry. West Virginia became a rivalry when the Big East thing happened. UConn, when that fell apart and the AAC happened, UConn became a rivalry. UC Central Florida. It's not what I would call a rivalry yet, but there is a sense that those two fan bases hate each other.
They can go kick rocks.
Yeah, like we're getting to that point that those two. So UC has been very lucky in that through all of these iterations, there have been things that have continued to fuel the UC fan base. But if you read what that post said, Jeff, there has to be a fear that at some point in time, your luck runs out, right? And you just all of a sudden are in a conference that none of your fan base gives a shit about.
We're already there. It's the Big Ten.
No, we're already there in large part because this fan base didn't give a fuck about Tulane and Tulsa and ECU, SMU. Like, that's what West Virginia is talking about on a larger scale. UC has just been lucky that there have been a couple teams that have filled the void.
I think, and I think that we can get there with the Big 12. Like,
maybe.
Well, the thing is,
what's to say Baylor is going to be a rival or Oklahoma State is going to be a rival that people really are passionately invested in your team kicking that team's ass?
I think Houston, we kind of had like a little, like it started like I feel like there was like a hope that
there's
it would be
vitriol.
Right. There's no hate there.
There is, I think there is with Central Florida.
With Central Florida,
growing,
there's
and I think
I think high school stadium that is probably going to collapse at some point.
Cincinnati and West Virginia are both going to be over the moon to have each other back.
I think that's another one there that
I think Iowa State can become that quickly, all depending on how.
I don't think UC fans are going to give a shit about Iowa State.
It depends on what that first score is, right?
No,
if it's a 16-13 game that comes down to a field goal at the last, and all of a sudden
that doesn't create 100 years of hate, Aaron.
No, I get that, but you have to start somewhere, sure. So we'll see what happens when scores start coming.
Go read that West Virginia post, Aaron.
I did like the last little like paragraph where he says after this is posted in the Reddit CFB thing by Scurf. But he said after 3 years, we'll see some of the deadest crowds possible for games like Texas versus South Carolina or USC Iowa. Familiarity in college football is what moves the needle. It's born from having to interact with fans of schools in your day-to-day life, and it's what can really make a sub 500 team, two sub 500 teams playing feel like it's meaningful. I'm sure I'm just preaching to the choir, but thanks for coming to my TED Talk regardless.
Well, it's why
that's the thing. You're not. Where are you going to a bar here? I mean, it's kind of like why like the UC Xavier thing is huge because there's only
But they've both been really good for a long time,
right? But the thing is like I think even if UC and Xavier, like if both basketball teams were not very good at whatever point, like there would still be the hate and the anger there because like you said, like you can go to the bar and sit down and look over and see a guy that's a Xavier fan, right? Like you could be a part of that. Like even
he's got a zip him up shirt on. You want to punch him in the fucking mouth.
Or even like when you like UC Louisville football, like UC versus Louisville in football, like you could go to a bar here and run into numerous people who are Louisville fans.
If they brought a 1-on-1 series back on just Louisville, it would sell out. Both stadiums would sell out immediately,
1,000,000 times over.
But I think that.
And that's part of it is like
think about the reaction this fan base had when Teddy Bridgewater threw those 2 touchdowns in Nippert Stadium.
Oh, Munchie, what could have been?
Right.
So like I mean I think that guy that wrote that Reddit post. I mean
it was a brilliant post. It was brilliant.
It hit the nail on the head in
the keg of nails.
The keg of nails. It spilled the keg of nails everywhere, and that's what was sad.
I watched Jason Kelsey do a fall keg stand on the keg of nails, and I was just waiting for it to collapse, like for the size.
Just crumble.
He's not smashing.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I would hope that we could, obviously we're whatever, West Virginia, like maybe, but I just think that, UC has.
Cincinnati's going to have a really good rivalry in the Big 12 with West Virginia and with Central Florida. But how do you get, let's say best case scenario, Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, Utah are added with BYU. Why does any UC fan care about those 5 teams?
I think you have some rivalries there with BYU, Utah, Colorado.
I didn't ask about that, Aaron.
Why
I
does
said,
a
why
UC
does a
fan care?
UC fan care about those teams?
Because they build your resume more than any of the AAC schools were. Every one of those
a very
wins.
flimsy, a very weak reason. If you read what the West Virginia guy wrote.
Sure, I get that. But, I mean, if we're talking about trying to be in the conversation for championships, and these are the teams that you have to beat, like,
So
that's
what if
why
you're not?
That's why you
What
care.
What if you become a perennial 10-4 team?
I mean, we could have stayed in the AAC for another 3 decades to have the rivalries you're talking about, but for what?
The point is talking about what comes next. What is the next iteration of college sports where you have fans that don't give a shit about 70% of their conference?
It's going to largely depend on how college football and how these universities in particular decide to keep those rivalries alive in their out of conference schedule, or let them die.
They care about market share. They care about TV revenue. They care about ad revenue.
Look, I think the other thing though is accessibility to watching games.
That's a big part. But streaming has been so
That's what I'm
normalized
saying.
now.
Like that's going to have to be something that like you don't want to end up in like an MLB situation where they're like, well, these games are your local team, so you're blacked out from it. Like, you know what I mean?
I can't imagine college football will black out anything. They can't.
Right. But I'm just saying, like you've got to make it. The
other big difference there, Jeff.
The other thing is, if you're gonna have UC playing games on the other side of the country, and maybe those games aren't kicking off until
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Let's go.
You're like, hey.
Let's go.
I enjoy watching
the game start after the kids go to bed.
Yes, I enjoy watching that.
Yes.
But with my kids getting to the point where my kids, like my oldest, he's got like this last season, he was living and dying by like UC football and the Bengals. I mean, obviously that's a separate thing that isn't going to hurt, but like. When the Bengals were playing, primetime games, it was one of those things where I'm like, all right, you can be tired at school tomorrow. Like, it's all right. But when a game kicks off at 10, and I'm
on a Saturday,
to be like,
you're good.
On a Saturday, he can sleep all day Sunday.
Jeff, also,
except he's got 4 games on Sunday to play.
what's going to be great when those games kick off at 10 o'clock is whatever bets that you've placed, because Ohio will be a betting state.
Oh yeah.
You are chasing the dragon. You are chasing the dragon, trying to make up all the money that you lost earlier in the day.
I did that in roulette.
I'll retweet it.
Didn't go bad.
I'll retweet it.
Go well.
Hey, is anybody else concerned that Geoff is writing us in the future?
What?
Like this says that he wrote this at 11:31. It's only 11:30 here at my house.
It's 11:32 here.
It's 11:32 here.
Your clocks are slow, Ed.
Maybe you're living in the past, Ed.
Get your head out of your ass, Ed.
It's the computer.
Quit changing the color in the background. Like, what are you
I'm
doing?
not doing that. It does it on its own.
No,
it's not done that the whole night.
Do that all night.
I just
started doing.
Yeah, you just did it. Yeah. You just did it. It didn't do it itself.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's fair.
Ed, there's one more topic you want to bring up, and let's get out of here because we're already at 2:15.
Talk about it. Joey Chestnut snapped a dude's neck this weekend.
Okay, so I saw everybody said that he tried to choke him out. No,
he tried to kill him.
He did not try to choke him out. He tried to break his fucking neck.
He tried to kill. He tried to kill him.
Yes.
I don't blame him. We are in a weird world
I'm not
right
saying
now.
I blame him.
Look,
I'm saying everybody was like, ha, ha, ha. Joey Chestnut tried to put him in the sleeper hold. No. Ha, ha, ha. Joey Chestnut tried to snap his neck like this.
We're in a weird world right now where if somebody hops on stage with you while you're competitive eating, it's go time, and they're wearing a mask.
There's a chance they might shoot 30 fucking people.
And there is a mask. You go for the kill.
Watch. This is not trying to choke someone out. Okay?
He
tried to snap his fucking neck. He tried to snap his neck. Snap right there, like this.
That guy is lucky he survived.
This is what you do when you try to snap somebody's neck.
I don't know I don't know if everybody did this, but I did see earlier on Twitter, FanDuel gave everybody who had bets on 73.5 plus.
They gave him the money.
They gave him refunds back because
he only lost like 5 seconds. He wasn't gonna.
I understand,
and hot
but
dogs.
It's still a nice gesture.
Barstool did that as well.
Yeah, whoever Barstool does their betting with did that as well.
Penn,
yeah.
Penn
Penn.
National, yeah.
Actually, Joey was on Pat McAfee's show today, and he said that when he grabbed the guy's a vegan, so he was really light. So when he threw him to the ground like that, he used more force than he needed to. Yeah,
he tried to kill him, Ed.
He tried to snap his neck.
He can't.
I don't care what he says.
He can't say out loud. I tried to kill him.
Didn't drop the
Didn't
dog
drop
he
a
was
dog.
eating.
Nope.
And just went right back
Right
to
back.
it.
For a kill
That is the sign of a true champion.
If you do the count, it was 5 seconds. That kerfuffle. Is that a kerfuffle? Is that fine?
That could be a kerfuffle. Although
And then he went right back to slamming hot dogs.
It could only be a kerfuffle.
More than a dust up.
It could only be a kerfuffle because that dude shoulder checked Joey Chestnut beforehand. So he did have some offensive movement, and then there was another movement back to him. So there was a kerfuffle.
Certainly not a Donnybrook.
Donnybrook is
no,
certainly not a Donnybrook.
It takes a lot to get to a Donnybrook, and that
I'm gonna
wasn't
need you
one.
guys to give me a definition of what's going on here later on.
Yeah, I mean we could.
At some point, we're going to set up the hierarchy. I know Levitard's done this, and I don't necessarily agree with their hierarchy of the skirmishes.
The fight words.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Fight descriptors.
We'll get there. Today is not that day.
I have a question.
I retweeted from the PTP account the post from Scurf on the CFP or CFB Reddit board.
Okay. Yeah.
So there you are, Geoff.
It was great. It makes you
hit home.
sympathize with West Virginia fans and what they've gone through in this 10-year journey. Ed.
Yeah.
What would you think about a PTP wrestling podcast?
I'd have to watch more wrestling.
Maybe not.
Oh.
What would you think is if it was with a wrestler that has
I
like
know what you're talking about.
150,000 followers on Instagram?
I know what you're talking
You don't
about.
know who I'm talking about.
You said do. You've mentioned it before.
No.
He's not talking about his stepbrother.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh, we talk about like Bret the Hitman Hart or something?
No.
He would have more than 150,000. Come on, man.
I'm talking about a female wrestler.
Oh.
That is internationally.
Sable?
No. She's dead. Isn't she dead?
What?
Sable's not dead.
What, did you just kill Sable?
I might have. I thought she was dead.
$50 fine.
We've never killed somebody on this show before.
$50 fine.
I didn't say she was dead. I said, isn't she dead?
You killed her.
No, I asked if she was killed. I did not ask if she. I did not state.
It's not
she was
Sable
dead.
who's dead. It's China.
Oh yeah, China. That's right.
Not to be confused with Black China.
I mean,
Totally-
I'm listening.
Totally different.
Those are
person.
two different things.
I'm listening.
I thought Steve Austin killed. Never mind.
Sable's actually married to Brock Lesnar.
What?
Yeah, she used to. Didn't she used to be married to?
Again, far more than 150,000 fans.
No, Stone
For
Cold used to
the
be married
love of
to
God.
Marlena.
You got 60 seconds, Ed?
No.
Sure doesn't.
I mean, if we want to talk about, so I mentioned a
Stop,
couple weeks.
Stop. If we're doing this, we're doing this. Are you ready?
Okay, sure.
Then put yourself front and center, and you have 60 seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Put yourself front and center.
Oh, sorry.
Go.
So more out of the WWF camp or WWE camp.
Move your screen front and center.
Solo, sorry. More out of the WWE camp. There's more women coming out saying that Vince McMahon paid him off or did something like that. So that's some wild stuff. I had mentioned a couple weeks ago that Pat McAfee was talking smack, and I said there's probably something that's gonna be happening. Well, now he's fighting Happy Corbin at SummerSlam. Fun fact: did not know this till this weekend. Happy Corbin was also a cult when Pat McAfee was a Colt in 2009. I want to say, I can't remember the date off my head. So we had a Colt versus a Colt here in the happening at SummerSlam. Happy Corbin attacked Pat McAfee on Friday night, which was not nice. But that that happens sometimes. Also, still haven't heard out of the MJF camp. I think he is just like waiting out his contract, and I think he's going to show up at WWE. I don't see him showing back up at AEW anytime in the future.
I don't know how you don't. I don't know how you don't understand what front and center is.
How do I get out of this, Jeff?
Number one producer in the city. I don't know because I don't have control over it anymore, Ed.
Nobody does. You hit the one that's next to each other.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Jesus God. All right. Anything else?
I don't know.
Oh, that's how that works.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
That's part of the punctuation.
The true GOAT.
That's
He
Aaron
really
Smith.
is. Yeah.
That's Ed over there, number one producer.
That's Chad.
Thanks to Chad for swinging by with TBT guys.
The real two chins, Cincy.
I hope none of them watched further than
we'll be back next
2 hours.
We'll be back next Tuesday with some more TBT guys. They got some big shoes to fill from tonight.
They have big feet, so.
Oh.
Oriante does.
Big hands.
Get us out of here. That's part of the punctuation. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Ba-da-ba.